Welcome to Monday Night Moxie Comics Talk on Clobberin Times. Issue number 363 on YouTube, but 1063 overall. Welcome, my good friends. Look who is here. Oh, what a great chat we have here already. We'll start. We'll do some show notes in a second. I want to welcome my great guest, a good old friend of mine who was here with me last week, the extraordinary Mr. Ace Cast Iron. Buddy, welcome. Thanks for being here with me tonight.
Good evening, friends of science. It's such a good night to be here.
It is indeed, sir. Thank you. I'm glad you're here, bro. We got a Clobby's classic comics review tonight. Mexican Iron Man does start us off, though, with I have to acknowledge him because we don't see him much around here. With the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, buddy. You're too kind. And what's up, buddy? He says the best speedster on the planet, Speedy Gonzalez. Oh, yeah. He has a weird fascination with hating the Flash. I don't understand it. But I'm afraid he would run around the earth like 20 times before Speedy could tie his shoelaces. I mean, I like Speedy Gonzalez.
So he likes Speedy more than he likes the Flash?
He likes Speedy Gonzalez. And he just doesn't like the Flash.
Okay.
I mean, who doesn't like Speedy Gonzalez? We love those. Of course, I'm kind of partial to Roadrunner.
Are we going to get cheese for the Pussygato?
Yeah, I mean, I love him. But I love those cartoons. Although, let's face it, Roadrunner was better. Sorry,
yeah.
That's what I meant.
Meep.
But and he was faster too. Ooh. See, it's not even Flash you should worry about. Roadrunner's faster than Speedy, boy. Ooh, it's gonna get him now. But anyway, good to see you there, buddy. He's a good friend of the show, and we love Mexican Iron Man. Mike is a great guy and a good friend of the show here. Let's see. Let me do some show notes, and I want to say our hellos to everybody, our greetings to everybody. We'll get the show notes out of the way because I got a few of them. As soon as I can find them. Oh, there we go. But again, thank you to everyone who joined us for Saturday Night Star Trek this past weekend. What a crowd, what a show, what a crowd, what a time. It just gets better and better. It's always so much fun, and I want to thank you all. You all make it so much fun. Appreciate you.
Great show. Only able to listen for a little while, but another great addition to the overall package.
Thanks, buddy. And we're having fun doing it. And whether the episodes are good or not, we have a lot of fun. And we're getting close to the end of TNG. Thank you. July the 1st. Don't know times yet. We'll have time settled down soon. Iconicon 2 Electric Boogaloo. And they're not calling it that. That's just me, my fantastic. But
there's no reason why they shouldn't call it.
I've been lobbying for them to call it that. No, I haven't. My fantastic retro blasting friends are putting on Iconicon 2. What a great time we had last year. I will be hosting a panel again this year, and it'll be that Friday of the con, 7 virtual con, I should call it. 7/1/22. We'll get the times locked down soon, and our panel will be toy comics. So comics based upon toys, and I'm looking so much forward to that. What a great time I had last year doing it. Last year the panel was comic shops of the 80s, and I really enjoyed that one.
And look, they do such great work for the entire medium.
Oh, they're amazing.
That Iconicon last year, I mean, it really a new idea where you can literally go online and feel like you're part of a con and have an interactive feeling. Those guys are great. They do great work. They do great videos. I love more than anything when I don't know that what I love more, Michael French getting crazy and pissed off, or Clobby.
Michael French is the best at it, man. I love when he goes off, man. Michael is I love his videos. I love this new video he did about the Star Wars Star Destroyer play set. That was funny as hell. And I love Broken Vader. I'm a big fan. I wish we could get Broken Vader on the show. I'm trying to get Broken Vader to be a guest. He's amazing. But I love Michael and Melinda are wonderful friends, and happy anniversary. This is their 10th anniversary of their on YouTube. So, and then like 11 years of doing shows with me. I mean, and I just love them. They're the best. Yeah. Also, last week we had a bit of this is a video I have up and running. Everyone, we have a bit of an adventure on last week's Monday Night Marxie Comic Talk. My great buddy Ace Cast Iron. We called out Collider, this moron. And I chopped out a little bitty snippet from that show. We can hear us talking about Probably the stupidest comic book mistake as you could ever make on any website. I have not checked back, see if they corrected it or not. Probably not. And then that even got me a shout out by our good buddy Garrett and Nerdrotics. That was very nice of him. Also, since Star Wars Day was last week, I chopped out another piece of an older video from 2020 with the great Michael French of the aforementioned Retro Blastings, when he gives an extraordinary talk defining the wonderful character of Luke Skywalker and why he is so important and why and about heroism. It's truly inspiring. And if you have not listened to this, I really highly recommend it.
Right, and as any Star Wars fan, that wants someone that pretends they love Star Wars and say they like The Last Jedi should just watch that. That's really all they need to watch in order to kind of understand.
Absolutely.
Any fans that think that The Last Jedi was an absolute piece of rectal refuse.
Indeed it was, and yes, anyone who doesn't understand Luke Skywalker or heroism should listen to that. It's great.
Exactly.
Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be a guest on my good buddy Loki's show, The Great Stone Loki, doing our monthly DC animated film review. It will be Green Lantern First Light. So, yes, again, love Loki. He's a great buddy of the show, and I cannot wait. We're having a lot. We alternate channels. We're doing his 1 month and mine on the next, and we're having a lot of fun doing these reviews, and he's a great chap. And so, yes, that will be on Loki's channel, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow night. And, of course, the rest of the good stuff. Shows this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Wild Card, Thursday for the Clubhouse, and then Saturday, back to Saturday Night Star Trek. So, now I'm going to say some hellos to our wonderful friends here, and then we'll get down to business. Because I would like acknowledging everyone here who's here with us tonight. The great J-Man, buddy, good to see you, man. We have tonight we're reviewing a superhero crossover. J-Man and I reviewed one a couple of months back, the Batman and Hulk team up, we had a great time doing that, and I'm really loving doing these Clobberin Comics reviews. Also with us is my good buddy Steve Mitchum, Maddie's daddy. Good to see you there, bro.
What's up, Steve? Well. Good to see you, man. Hope you're enjoying the gym, brother.
Yes, he is out there working out. Thor himself. Good to see you there, bro. Eric K, the Bronze Wrencher. What's up, buddy? Thanks for being here, man. Always a pleasure. Polymies, Minion, and Pupper. Hello there, Polymy. I hope you're being safe out there on the road, and I hope the truck doggy is doing well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, love the truck doggy. We love that is Clobber Time's official puppy dog.
Yeah,
and I wish I had a puppy dog. You used to have two great ones. I mean, I still remember Ace and Flash. They kept them. They were fantastic.
Yeah, God bless them both.
Legends.
Now they have here in my house. We have Beauregard and Mila. Both
nice.
are pugs.
I've not met those doggies, but I know they're. Yeah. I tell you what, for as long ago as Ace and Flash were around, they left an impression on me. I loved them.
Yeah.
Phantom Outsider, buddy, good to see you. Let's see who else is here. Kal-El, buddy, Super One himself. Good to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure. Great friend of the show. Wagnar, what's up, my friend? Thank you for being here. Oh, man, Hungry Boy, our tonight is under the Num Hungry to clobber bad comics. Well, we're going to oblige. And we're not clobbering tonight, but, I mean, we're always going to.
We'll punch it up a little bit.
Yeah. We will have some things to say. But anyway.
We'll stop that fist from hitting his face, or I might kill him.
See that? Right there. Anyway, where are we at? Okay. D. Bud Martin, the Man of Iron. I hope you're feeling better, buddy. I hope you're recovering well. And he is the master of this man, the master of all knowledge of Iron Man, and has written a book to prove it. That is no idle boast. He has. And I have it. Hang on. Again, shout out to the aforementioned great Mexican Iron Man. Hope you're doing well tonight, buddy. Zacharat, 315. Hey, bro. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome here. Let's see if I got everybody. Hang on. We'll get to my end of my chat. I had to suspend the chat there so I could make sure I get everybody. It looks like I have gotten everybody. So, I hope everyone is having Pleasant Valley Picker. Good to see you. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. This is the time where, again, I just, there's no real comics topic that I thought would just be in line with something like that. So it did not go that way. I mean, there's some you could do, but it's just not worthy of such an important day, remembering those who gave their lives for our freedom and things like that. But I hope you all celebrated it your own way and gave, thought about all the people who did. And we're not going to get somber here tonight on this show. It's not the place for it, but we talked about it a little bit last night on Mark's stream as well. And love to all who, because what can you say to them? There's nothing you can say, but at least they have this Memorial Day. And I hope everyone celebrated it and celebrated the wonderful souls of the billions upon billions of souls who have given their lives for freedom. So thank you.
Well
everyone. Thank you to them. And never forget. That's right, Matty said. I appreciate that, buddy. So let's see here. When this country turned 200, I was that was most of that year. I was 11, and the rest of it I was 12. So in other words, I've been around for a little while. Chris Persia, the great Chris Persia here, the master of all the Canadian wrench. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man. So that was the year of our bicentennial. And I remember going to some on July the 4th, going to some big church function where I dressed up like I guess I don't know what I was dressed up like. That it was a Minuteman or whatever it was. I had the hat and I had the eye patch and the play gun and all that crap. I thought I had a picture somewhere. I do have a picture of my mom and dad. I didn't have it. I was going to show it, but anyway, neither here nor there. It was just I still remember that time vividly.
Well, I was one, so I don't really remember it, but there are pictures out there that show that I was alive at that time. Hey, but I do remember being very young and that there were accoutrements of the 1776 stuff around for years after.
Oh yeah. And Marvel had a great calendar, and Marvel and DC both. Yes. I think Marvel had a great calendar of from then, where they had it was. We could dig it up later and look at some of that stuff because that was a fantastic year, and there were, look, it was the bicentennial, and it was this fantastic piece of work came out that year. This stretched out right here, but the Jack Kirby's Captain America's Bicentennial Battles.
Didn't he do a piece in there where he's dressed like George Washington with 1776 on his chest or something like that?
I'd have to look at it again to be sure, but he did. It could be.
I think he appeared in the past or something like that. I just remember seeing something like that.
Many years ago, stuff like that. Yes, and the thing is, what came out that year, and all I can remember, I don't know why I can remember this, but it had not been too long, only a couple of years I had been buying comics, 3 or 4 years to where, at this age, because I was getting close to 12 years old, as far as 3 or 4 or 5 years, whatever, where I was starting to develop an understanding of what Marvel and DC were.
Yeah.
Because again, as I've often said here, my gateway drug to these characters was the Batman TV show, the Filmation cartoons, and and such, and Super Friends and Spider-Man cartoon. I didn't know what a Marvel or a DC was. I just know what superheroes were, and I loved them. I didn't care about the company or any of that kind of crap. So I just, I've become to the understanding, however, that when I started reading comics, that there's this one company that makes Superman and Batman and the Justice League and such and Flash and whatever. And then there's this other one that has the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man and the Avengers and Captain America and such.
Yeah.
And never the twain shall meet, right?
Unfortunately not.
But you'd think, and so it did become something of over the years like, so wait a minute. When I started to understand, I remember even just thinking stuff like, wait a minute, so the Fantastic Four can't meet the Justice League and Superman and Spider-Man don't know each other or whomever, whatever it was. They're not all in the same universe. What? Well, but I had long since learned that, and become to understand that, even though I was young, obviously. I've been buying comics only 4 or 5 years, whatever it was, and started really understanding what was going on. And then but at this point, I'd firmly understood that there was Marvel comics, there were DC comics, and there were other comics too that I didn't buy much. To be quite honest, I was a Marvel DC whore. So,
and you kind of think you'll never see them together. They'll never have crossovers.
Right. Now, the first Marvel and DC team up crossover was really the Wizard of Oz comic that the two companies got together because they realized that if they both put out the rights were free, and if they both put out one, they wouldn't really do so well. So they adapted the movie. It was a movie adaptation of the Wizard of Oz film from 1939 or whatever. But anyway, one day I can't remember. I could not, for the life of me, ever remember the actual comic book. But it was in early 1976, probably, or was it late 1975? I'm not sure. But what I do remember is seeing an ad for Superman and Spider-Man, the greatest superhero team up of all time, as it says, the Battle of the Century. And as a sort of Stan Lee hyperbole would have it, the world will never be the same again. The world will never be the same again. I saw this, and I don't know why I remember stupid crap like this, but I was like, oh, that I couldn't even. It didn't even register in my stupid 11, 12-year-old brain, whatever it was. I was like, no, nah, this is not possible. Oh my God, is this possible? What? I mean, oh my God, I had to have it. All I knew was I wanted it. I had to have it. And again, back then, there's distribution sucks. So you either got to the 7-Eleven, which they did not carry Treasury editions, or so you're shit out of luck. If you didn't have newsstands, which we didn't because we were BF Rouge, Louisiana. So you had one shot, and that was the Eckerd's or the K&B drugstores.
No Walden books back then, huh?
We did. They did have Walden books, but they didn't carry comics.
They didn't carry comics back then.
No.
Okay.
That was where I got I got my Superman from the 30s to the 70s and my Batman from the 30s to the 70s there, but they didn't carry the regular comics. Right. So, and the only shot was the drugstore, and I knew that. Even though I was mostly going to get my comics at the 7-Eleven and whatnot. But anyway, I don't. Again, the rest is fuzzy. All I remember is the day I bought it, and it was at a K&B. I got my grandmother to bring me, if I remember right. I think it was $2 for By the way, comics were 25 cents. $2. That's okay. This thing's huge.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a modern trade. It was so big.
I still have that copy, by the way. I still have that. And because it was square bound, it was glued. It was not stapled. The glue on mine's gone. I mean, the cover comes off, but it's still intact and good shape, kind of. But the cover comes off. So it was $5 at the show this past weekend. Really, at 500? Oh shit!
Oh wow!
J-Man said it was because they have reprinted it in smaller form lately. Did you? I thought you said $5 for me. Like, no, 500. Woo wee.
And that's probably not even in the best condition it could be, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Wow. I mean, was it slabbed, J-Man? I mean, that'd be a big ass slab, by the way.
Yeah.
But I guess they could. I guess they slab treasuries. Why not?
It probably looks like the 10 Commandments. All.
Yes, huge. But but mine again. It's not that it's in bad shape. Simply Steve, what's up, dude? It's been forever, man. Good to see you. But it's just this detachable cover.
Yeah,
it comes off. But I still have it. And anyway, and I have it in a treasury bag and board, and there it will stay. Oh wow, just very fine. Batman Hulk was 300. Whoa, holy shit! Oh my god.
You're looking at this from I obviously picked this up a little older, but I always wondered when I was a kid why didn't they mix up those matchups? I mean, I think Hulk and Superman is probably a better combination, and Batman and Spider-Man would probably have been a better matchup. And maybe they did it like this. Maybe they didn't want an overly powered person on someone on another powered hero like that. I always thought that was odd.
It was odd, but this is this one this one is more understandable. Hulk, by the way, yes, you know, he met Hulk in the second Superman Spider-Man team up, and then of course later there was a Steve Rude did a Superman Hulk book, but many years later, as you probably know. Yeah. But in this case, with the Batman and Hulk, we talked about that when we reviewed it. Everyone thought it was an odd idea, including me as a kid, but it worked. It was really actually a really good story because Lin Wein made it work, even though he thought it was weird. But he's the one that pushed for it. But anyway, so that was an odd idea, but they'd already done 2 Super Spideys at that point. But this one is obviously it's the 2 biggest characters from the company. You know, Spider-Man was the face of Marvel Comics, and so was Superman the face of DC Comics. So that part's a no-brainer. And now, folks, we will get on with a review of the comic. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't for a second think that I don't love this comic. I love it unconditionally. But if you've never read this comic, and you can read it digitally, obviously you don't have to pay $500 for it. You know, in fact, you can read it for free. I could send you the link. This is what I did when I reviewed it because I didn't want to bring out. I didn't want to take out my copy. You know. So anyway, wow. It is written for maybe less than 12-year-olds, really. Stan Lee was publisher at the time, and Carmine Infantino was publisher for DC at the time. And they got together, and they used their usual editorial style of writing down to... Well, look, let's just be honest. Comics were aimed at kids. I'm sorry. Yeah. I know I hate to break that to some people. They were for kids at this point. Superhero comic books were for kids. I loved them. Of course, I was a kid. I was the target demo. I still love them now. I'm just saying. But there are times when some of them are so very well written. There are times when they're written like this by Jerry Conway, who wrote such classics as The Death of Gwen Stacy and, others. He has been around writing a lot. Oh, sneak preview. Pretty soon I'm going to be reviewing Avengers 200 and Justice League 200 because I just read them both. But anyway. Interesting. And, yeah, Conway's involved with one of those. So, all right, this comics, let me kind of make it a little bit smaller so people can see it. Just reduce it just a tad. Okay. It's very, hey, there's Stan and Carmen.
Yeah, a soliloquy from Stan Lee. Did he create Superman as well?
He did. He created Carmen Infantino, too.
He's called... One night, me and Jackson were sitting around, and we created Carmine Infantino.
I'm going to just lay it on the line first, folks. I'm going to be making fun of Jerry Conway's script in this comic. A lot. And I still love it. I don't love Jerry Conway. I think he's anyway. Yeah, and by the way, yeah, yay, Carmen. I mean, look, I didn't like his art later in life, but I mean, he got a raw deal from DC at this point when he was the short time he was publisher. Now there are some rumors, and I believe a lot of them, that some of this art is by Dick Giorgiano inked the whole thing. Yeah. He brought in Neil Adams on some of it for sure, maybe even Garcia Lopez. I tell you what would have been. Look, I love Ross Andrew. He was the regular penciler on Spider-Man at the time. I love his Spidey. I mean, it's not Ditko or Kane or Romita, but I liked it. Now. And he never really did a lot of Superman interiors, but he did a lot of Superman covers.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they had, I know it's not even feasible. What if they'd done this? I was thinking about this the other day. What if they let Kurt Swan draw the Superman figures and let Andrew do the Spidey figures? Would that not have been the greatest thing they ever made in history of mankind?
Yeah, because you can see the typical Marvel footprint all over the Spider-Man art, but the Superman art doesn't look so bad, but you can see in some places where it seems a little bit out of place. For the era.
You talk about crossovers. This is the only one that's really kind of a crossover in terms of the company because you have a lot of DC and Marvel people working on this. The DC was in charge of this one.
Yeah.
However, but a lot of these people just cross. However, Ross Andrew was a Marvel artist, so they kind of crossed a little bit. In the second one, Marvel had control, and Jim Shooter had all of his. He wrote it because he was the big honcho. Yeah, and he had John Buscema do the art. I don't think DC participated much in the second book, which does have probably a better story, to be honest. Right. Anyway, this story and the writing is like it. Look, reread it. You should reread it because you get a laugh out of it. It's like it was written by a 3-year-old. Let's just be. But the art's so glorious, I don't give a shit. Look at that. Look at that, man. It's just sprawling. It's beautiful. And look at that right here. Okay. This is not Ross Andru. This is Dick Giordano with maybe Neil Adams' Superman figure.
Look at the musculature. That's a little bit of an indicator, right?
Right. That's Hungry Boy. You think that? I mean, there are other pages I think are Neil Adams. I think the Superman figure is Neil Adams. Hey, Bert Virtue. I've never seen you here before. Welcome. Greatest crossover issue of all time and one of the most incredible looking comic books ever made. Ross Andru was a beast. Giordano, incredible. Yeah, but I love Ross Andru. I love Dick Giordano. So yes, I'm totally with you. Who thinks this is let's see here. Here's Hungry Boy's our resident. He's actually been there in the trenches in comics. The perspective work of the pencils here is just as good as Neil Adams. So yeah, I mean, Giordano's could do stuff that looks a lot like Adams, but no, they said he's uncredited, but he worked on this comic.
So when I went back and read this comic, and I'm looking at this first page, you look at this from a modern perspective. Every one of those cars are different types of cars. In a modern comic, you'd be lucky if you get any kind of background in this opening spread page. It's a totally different perspective on the medium.
It's just one. It's a big splash panel. I mean, it's a two-page spread. And this where we got it isn't exactly the greatest scan, everybody, but yes, it's great storytelling in one panel. It's dynamic. You can tell Ross Andru did the robot. It's action-packed. It's exciting. It's Superman, folks. It's a comic book, and that's what it was supposed to be. And yes, so basically it opens up the whole first chapter is Superman, and it's written. I'm not going to go into some of the terrible dialogue and some of the terrible captioning and prose. Suffice it to say, a robot's attacking Metropolis, and this is all. They were working under the editorial presumption, were Stan and Carmen, that there would be kids on both sides that didn't read one or the other. If you know what I mean.
Right.
They thought some kids that read Spider-Man probably didn't like Superman. And there might have been Superman fans that didn't give a crap about Spider-Man, but they all bought this book, I'll tell you that.
And can you guess who's inside the robot?
Who's running this robot? Any guesses? Let me see if the chat can guess it.
Let's see. It's not Darius Dax.
Darius Dax. Yeah. But yes, typical Saturday morning fare, but in a comic. But that's what you want when you're 12, right? Yep. I don't need Alan Moore to write this thing. Would imagine Alan Moore wrote it. Jesus Christ! So, now this is all Andru, and so again, good action stuff. Andru's really only done Superman in covers, and then you get. I think Dick Giordano did a lot of the heavy lifting on some of this art.
But altogether, not bad. I mean,
no, it's beautiful.
Superman looks great. Yeah,
Superman looks great. The action flows because Ross Andru, Dick Giordano were great cartoonists. Which when I say that, I'm saying they're great storytellers. Whether you think their art is beautiful or not is one thing, but Maddie says, I think the Superman is Andru drawing in Adams style. The feet have clues of Andru, yes. But Andru did work on this according to himself, him and Dick Giordano. So, again, I just figuring out what, there's a page coming up that I have no doubt is Adams. So anyway, Soups is having trouble with this guy who's not at all a known Superman villain inside of that thing that we'll never heard of him. It's just typical Superman versus a robot that has red sun energy and kryptonite crap and all this other stuff going on. It was red sun energy, right?
Yeah, and
look who it is.
Oh no,
it is Luthor after all. Who would have guessed it, right?
Superman, you do disappoint me.
Yes, I like Luthor in the damn purple outfit.
Yeah,
with the green gloves, and
that's all. That's our Luthor.
That's our Luthor right there. That's our Luthor. I mean, I won't get started on the Luthors that I don't like, but I like this one. Yes, he's a cornball sometimes. I love how they mention his origin, by the way. This is hilarious. So Superman, these are in the WGBS days. Anyone remember those?
I love that. I mean, I thought it was a decent progression. Although, if you're having a major story and Clark Kent's not there, you had to kind of But he could have a robot fill in. He could.
I hate to agree with Byrne, but he did have a point about Superman being Clark Kent being on TV. Being an anchor man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
he could use one of those robots from the Fortress of Solitude.
Clark ends up after taking fighting Luthor and taking Luthor down. Or no, he didn't take him down yet. He takes him down later. It's kind of weird because it cuts and it's like Luthor got away.
Yeah.
Luthor got away, and I'm like, something was wrong. They weren't really. I'm not sure they were listening to each other on the storyboard.
And then Superman goes back after him very shortly thereafter. And like, hey, what was I doing? He goes back after him.
I think this could have been I'm editing kerfluffle. I don't know. He goes back, and old Steve Lombard, the bully. Bots. Thank you for having the bot friends. Yeah, they're our friends. We get that all the time. Got tons of them last night. Nothing can be done. So anyway, it was kind of weird.
Couple for language. No.
Yeah, we're good. So it's kind of strange how this worked out, but he goes back to WGBS and Steve Lombard's going to play a prank on him. But as always, wackiness ensues when Clark uses his superpowers to turn the tables. Notice he doesn't go into a childish rage and destroy his truck and wrap it around a telephone pole or anything.
Yeah. Or beat a guy up
beat him up
at a
and say, "I've been working out."
Yeah.
He finds a clever Superman way and do it, and then Lois bitches and moans about him being a wimp, and that's the way it should be back then.
Yeah.
Morgan Edge. This is actually when Morgan Edge has been back to being more actually a human instead of Darkseid's minion at this point. There's Jimmy Olsen. And they're talking about the robot thing, and all of a sudden he said, well, I guess I better go back out. Now look, that's not Ross Andrew, that's not Neil Adams. That almost looks like not even Giordano. It's not Swan.
That's kind of like a look at the outline. That looks like Kane in the right corner.
I mean, I'm not sure that in the right corner that might. I mean, it looks like almost Schaffenberger, I want to say, or I don't know. But that's not. If that doesn't look very Andrew to me. That face right there in the second Superman panel is. I can't lock it down. It's not Alex Saviuk or anybody like that. But I mean, I don't know. We're not here to detective work this stuff. But look at this. Then when he's flying, good go. It may not be Adams, but and it is kind of Andrew. But the inking is full Giordano.
Yep.
Anyway, so Superman decides that, I think I forgot to take Luthor in.
Yeah, like what?
What the hell?
Oh no, it's time for me to go back and find this guy.
Yeah, why did you leave Luthor? I don't understand it, but anyway. So he goes back out. It was like the editorial staff was, look, we need to show show people who don't know anything about Superman comics that he also has an alter ego and stuff real quick, and then we'll get back to the superhero stuff. It's and that's on Stan, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Stan wasn't even really editing at the time. That actually probably could be on the DC was kind of running that. That could be on Carmen or Giordano or somebody.
Right.
But anyway, neither here nor there. You got a lot. I'm not going into the dialogue that much, folks, because it's not worth it. We want to celebrate this wonderful event. And when I'm reading this, by Jerry Conway, in fairness, back then they told you to write down to the readers. And when you read this, wow.
Well, and notice some of it. Notice Superman doesn't need an air tank when he's underwater here.
Because he's Superman.
That's exactly.
Superman don't need no damn air tank.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's right. Supes don't need an air tank. And then he gets in there. And Luthor's up. Basically, this was just like a completely separate comic book, short adventure. It could have been used as just an ad for Superman comics. Superman and Luthor.
You know what I loved about this as a kid? When this made me want to go find his adventures as Superboy, where they were friends. He literally talks about his time as Superboy when he and Luthor were friends.
Oh yeah, he mentions it. He said, "Lex, there you go." He said, "We were friends once."
Yep.
Forgot exactly where it is now.
It's right at the bottom of that page.
Okay.
The one you're looking at right now.
It even says, "You seem startled, old friend.
Yeah.
Hadn't you guessed?" Frankly, no. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. We were friends once, Luthor, long ago. For a time, I hoped we could be friends again. Perhaps we will. We will be someday. No, man. You knocked his hair out, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really, really made him mad.
So anyway, again, not surprising. Wackiness ensues again. Luthor's got all of his. I mean, again, Luthor can always make problems for Superman. So I had no problem with him, causing him trouble. But at the end, Superman will always beat him. These are like these red sun ray type things.
Yeah.
Then Luthor was just like, "What do you mean?" I can't believe he actually says, "No, it isn't possible." Why? Haven't you been keeping up? You've been beating your ass for years.
Yeah. Have you forgotten the millions of times you've gotten your ass kicked since he was a kid? Yeah.
And then, of course, they have to explain things. Under the light of a red sun, Superman loses his invulnerability. Carmen and Stan. Yeah, I don't think Carmen and Stan said that. It was somebody, but it was Dick Giordano. But yeah. And again, they had to put stuff like in there because they're thinking, Carmen, there might be some really dumb. You're really, no, my readers are smart, but they probably don't read your dumb comics. So let me explain to them about Superman, because I bet my readers have never read your comics before.
Yeah, my true
believers
don't know a damn thing about your shit.
They're only here for Spidey, after all.
Is it Stan Lee or Carl Tupper? Spider-Man's an asshole.
Spider-Man's an asshole. So, yep. Anyway, so fight. Look up there, page 14. Yeah. It's just a Superman comic right now.
And nothing's happened.
It's just they waste a lot of time. But he should have been able to take out Luthor, way quicker. You didn't have to spend that much time on it.
Like, they could almost just throw in an apple pie, those little apple pie ads that used to be in the comics.
This is like a Hostess fruit pie ad. Thank you.
Yeah.
You should have just threw a fruit pie at him and a Twinkie and just said, "Let's go."
Yeah.
And so he's taking him to jail. He's just take me to jail. Just take me to jail, Superman. And so we bid a fond temporary farewell to the man known as Lex Luthor Temporary. Oh, they're not tipping their hand at all. We'll also bid farewell to Clark Kent as he hurries to join his friends aboard an evening flight to New York.
Yeah, because he's not going to be bored sitting on a damn plane.
Right. We'll see some more of these people later. Right now, it's time for a page break, and then it'll be time for Spider-Man. Oh, my God. Why would you write stuff like that, even in 1976? Please, Jesus Christ. Stan, Carmen. Just saying, man. And so page break means, again, look, they didn't introduce you to Superman enough. They didn't introduce you to Superman enough, so now we got to get his origin.
And look at that last panel. Truth, Justice, and the Terran Way. What the?
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, that's Jerry Conway being a jackass.
You communist.
Yeah, but this is 1976 and you're doing that? Yeah. It's really, I mean, at the time I didn't know or didn't really understand it. But
it kind of makes sense with the person, though, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, because Jerry Conway's he's a brat. he's a no, Brian Commie.
He's a communist.
Sorry, damn it! I was saving the hostess comment. I'll come for later. Believe me, folks. Hello, Athena follow. We're good to see you, folks. This is coming from a place of pure love. It's just we're having a little fun with it.
Look, it's still looking for truth, justice, and the Terran Way. He's spying on someone.
The Terran Way, right? Good point. That's a good point.
Super bad guy, super peeper.
Wow. That's that new one. That vomitous new saying is truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Bite my tomorrow. and tomorrow. So anyway, Now it's on the Prologue 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Spidey. With some terrific Andrew art on Spidey, because he was the regular penciler on Spidey at the time. And that's really nice stuff right there. Let's see here. Bop. I hear you, Cal. So Spidey is doing whatever a spider can. He gets in a fight. I really like this page right here.
Yeah.
Cool action. They definitely let Andrew be Andrew on Spidey stuff in here, and it's pretty cool. He's whooping some arse, and then Doc Ock comes along and spouts really stupid dialogue.
Look to the sky, Spider-Man.
After our last rather unfortunate encounter, I decided to plan my next outing in finer detail. Yet, still you persist in thwarting me. That's about what it's like a Saturday morning cartoon at the time.
You persist
in thwarting. And for that, you will be amply punished. Look to the sky, Spider-Man. Is that about how he would sound in this?
Yeah. I mean, and behold, the Flying Octopus.
Canadian Spider-Man. Look, you're just in time, buddy. Did you know that Canadian Spider-Man does whatever a Canadian spider can? Good to see you,
Does the
buddy.
Canadian Spider-Man have a different costume because it's Canadian?
Yes, he does. He does have a
Cool.
different costume. So anyway, you get some really nifty Ross Andrew art and fighting stuff. I really love it. And I'm sorry, Hunger Boy, if he's one of your favorites, but sometimes Mike Esposito could really, he was okay, but to see Giordano inking Andrew right here, because of course he used to ink him a lot on Superman covers and action covers. But yes, I don't know, I like this better than the standard Marvel inkers on Ross Andrew. I think this is really good stuff. Again, like you said earlier, you look at this, all the dynamism of the action, and it flows and it moves well compared to Trash Today, the panel arrangement, everything.
It's just creativity. The creativity, even though the dialogue isn't that great.
Yeah, and that's because we're writing down the kids. But this with the art, and the art's just superb. Comics really were about the art.
Kal-El, he sounds great like Skeletor.
Yeah, I figured it would sound like Skeletor. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about the Skeletoring it there.
I'll get you next time, He-Man.
He-Man, Spider-Man. I love that the web fluid runs out.
You'd think he'd pack those up before he started fighting, right?
Yep. And just like the first prologue, he just goes back to the Daily
Yeah,
Bugle
he leaves him alone. He's like, all right, I'll talk to you later.
I gotta go ahead. I gotta introduce my alter ego.
Yeah, I'll be back. Doc. Yeah.
But the kids need to know that I'm Peter Parker. Spider-Man disappears to be replaced by Peter Parker. Parker, you little temper, Jonah. Be nice to me, or I won't give you the. I'm trying to do the voice from the car. Or I won't give you these pics of Doc Ock battling Spider-Man. I can't do it, but I love him on the cartoon. You heard me, Jonah. Let's see. Peter Parker, boy photographer, has done it again. Exclusive shots of flying Dr. Octopus, plus much more. Shall I go on? Parker, you'll get a bonus for this. With luck, these photos can still make the front page of our Night Owl edition. Oh boy,
kind of looks like Rorschach with that face, doesn't it?
Yep. Walter J. Kovacs.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I like it when he runs out of web fluid. Matthew Pounder, what's up, buddy? Hope I'm not missing it. I'm see, my eyes are off the chat because I'm handling this side of it, folks. So I hope I'm not missing anybody popping in new. If I am, I apologize. I'm so glad you're all here. It's great to see you. We're reviewing, for those who do not know, the first 1976 Superman versus Spider-Man team up. Well, since we're in the middle, we should probably do that. We're reviewing that in case you're just popping in. Reviewing it and having a good time, loving it. loving it.
And where we are is when our hero decides to leave combat to go show the reader his alter ego.
Right. So he piddles around in the Daily Bugle for some reason. But the pixie brains for the late edition are all screwed up. Yeah! Parker!
Aggle!
You did this deliberately. No, Jonah, don't get excited. Don't get excited. I'll see you excited. I'll kill you for this with my bare hands.
Aggle!
Stop, Jonah. You're getting hysterical. Get out of my office, Parker. Out of my building. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Hey, Peter, what's up?
I'll tell you I saw Mary Jane. You could have punched him, Peter, but you would have broke his face. But
yeah. Look, he could be sued in this modern times.
Yes.
He assaulted an employee.
All right, J-Man, buddy, thanks for being here, bro. Appreciate you, man. Always good to see you. And by the way, I'm getting ready. We got a lot of cool stuff to review that we're planning to review with J-Man and I. One will be the Dark Phoenix saga. Spoiler alert.
Cool.
Let's see here. That's a task right there. That's a task. So, anyway, Spidey and Mary Jane walk out, and they're about to go to a movie, but no. Spidey remembers.
Whoa.
He sees the blimp. And then he remembers, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be Spider-Man now.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Mildred, I think it's time we went back to Cleveland. So
look at that skyline in 1976.
This art's so amazing. This art's really amazing, though. It's they did a phenomenal job on the art on this thing, and some top-notch stuff. Here's one of my favorite. I mean, we're coming up on one of my favorite pages of the comic. Right here, this is astonishing. Now, let me kind of make it a little bit smaller here, so you can get a kind of an idea. There you go. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Great stuff right there. That's Andrew and Giordano for sure. Because Andrew, again, had been on the character for a long time. Yeah, look, we're beating up on the dialogue mainly because Jerry Conway deserves it, to be honest. But that's what comics were back then. And I still love them. I'm a Bronze Age baby. Some were written better than others, but when you go back and read those, they're going to be stilted and they're going to be dated a little bit. Just like when you go read Stan's stuff from the 60s with his dialogue. So
I think
just the way it is.
Yeah, particularly for a crossover comic where you're trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator to suck readers in.
Yeah, and they were definitely just trying to get butts in the seats or whatever. When they really, I mean, just that's the thing. They thought they had to pander. You could have done, spent a lot more time on your story, set it up better, and that cover with those two alone would have sold the hell out of it no matter what. Yeah. If it had the same quality of art, you could have put a much better story. Right, to be fair, editorially, with this Alan Moore dialogue, would have been right. If it were Alan Moore level writing, or Don McGregor at the time who wrote on a higher level, or even Lynn Wein wrote the Batman Hulk book. Yeah, it had some goofy. It was nowhere near like this. It's way better. Lynn Wein was a better writer. Marv Wolfman even was a better writer than Jerry Conway. And I mean, there's going to be cringe in anything that old, but still. Anyway, this is wonderful, wonderful art. And let's see here. So that's a great page. I love that page. And then Spidey breaks through there, and there's the Flying Octopus. And what happens is what we all know is going to happen.
Look at that spray, right? Look at that panel. Great panel.
This
fight panel.
There? Or the fight one?
Yeah, the fight one.
Yes. And the crashing panel of the blimp thing, and then the fight, yeah. And then, of course, he's nabbed in the same structure as the last prologue, has one panel of him, Peter Parker, going to They're all going to some conference and some conference they're attending at the World News Conference at the Coliseum. And now we got yet another pause for hero identification because Stan and Carmen like to treat you like you're an imbecile, to be honest with you.
You imbecile.
Yeah. So we got Petey's origin. I can hear that music from the animated show. They used to play that when Spider-Man was doing exposition. Then prologue 3, the villains meet just so happens in the same prison. Doc Ock and Lex Luthor never met before, but in this case, it's just, hey, it's serendipity.
I mean, they just crossed over total universes right here.
Yep.
And look at Doc Ock with his flaccid arms.
Cal says, I can definitely appreciate the comic despite the dialogue. Oh, look, I mean, I love it to death. I'm making fun of Jerry Conway. Even some of my favorite live action shows from my childhood, for example, haven't aged well in terms of that. That's true. You know what, though? The good thing is there's some shows and yes, obviously, when you were a kid, then they're cartoons, yes, even though you still love them. But there's some shows that are still just as adult. Original Star Trek holds up. The writing is just as potent and brilliant as ever. I mean, as it was when it was first aired. You might find some of the machines here and there, stuff like that may be dated, but the dialogue and the ideas aren't. Yep, I'm with you there, Khalil.
Yeah,
I love this. I mean, we're doing this out of love. We're making fun of it, but man, this is Pounder. I love Firestorm and Power. Yeah, I mean, look, again, it's just maybe it's and Punisher. He kind of stole it though, dude. He stole Punisher from Mac Bolan, from the execution of the Don Pendleton novels. But anyway, so yes, you're right. They just crossed it over. They said, screw it. They'll finally meet. They're not even at Blackgate Prison or something like that. They're at some prison in New Mexico.
They're in the desert.
Yeah.
I like what Athena Follower says. Yes, indeed. I was watching some Thundar the Barbarian and some 1967 Fantastic Four the past few days.
Nice.
You can't get wrong with any of those.
Oh yeah, I love Thunder. Did you see that they had a Blu-ray set of Thunder? Just came out last year. I got it. Love
really?
it.
I got my old con
the con
version.
copies.
Yeah,
the Blu-ray copies really. That's pretty cool. And I love the scene where Thundar is riding in one of those sewers and he passed a poster for Revenge of the Jedi. So yeah, Luthor and it even says together for the first time anywhere, Lex Luthor and Dr. Octopus. Why don't you put them on the cover? Oh no. They couldn't sell a comic book.
No.
So Luthor and Doc Ock get chummy.
Yeah. It's like, hey man, what's going on, man?
And I still will never understand this. Even as a kid, I didn't understand it. I'm even more so now. Luthor, they've searched him thoroughly, but we'll see about that. They searched me well. All right, clear down to the skin, but not beneath it. I mean, they don't okay. Thus, they missed a layer of false epidermis under which I'd hidden an escape kit. That had to hurt. Holy shite. It was embedded in his arm. Look at all that stuff.
Well, the burn Luthor would have just had money in his pocket, I guess.
Well, yeah, he wouldn't even, they wouldn't bring him to jail. He wouldn't even go to jail. He'd run for president.
Yeah.
Which he did, didn't he?
But
then they break out, and he rides Doc Ock out of the prison.
It's kind of like a really bad Brainiac Luthor.
This is 30. Right. The story pacing here is just, let's be honest, folks, it's horrendous. This is 35 pages in. Matthew Pounders from the UK. He's got a UK magazine reprint version. Wow, cool. Somebody, I don't know if it was true. Rod Thunderheart said something about having over on Twitter. He said something about having a digest of this. We never had the digest of this over here. So
I don't remember this being digest.
No, I mean, but it could be. That was in Canada or something. So yeah, mentioning Burn Luthor is almost as bad as mentioning Burn Barda.
Oh, how can you? Oh man, I don't even know how you would frame that. That just saying Barda and Burn and Super. Oh God, I feel sinful.
Where'd he get that? Yes, he got it at Radio Shack and he jabbed it in his arm. Oh, see, man, he's writing him out of prison. There's a terrible joke in there. Yes, sir.
Jump on my back, Booster.
My apologies, Booster. So now here we go with the villains introduction page. And let us not forget our villainous villains. See, these are villainous villains, folks. Not just villains. They're villainous.
I'll get you,
villains.
Superman. I mean,
I'll get you.
You're
not supposed to be talking like this. I'm talking like this. I'm going to talk like Skeletor, not you. Now I want to talk like... All right, whatever. Such as Otto Octavius, once a physicist working to unlock the ultimate secrets of the atom. He didn't call Ray Palmer. That was his problem. Dr. Octavius became a victim of his experiments when a model atomic pile exploded, grafting Otto's work arms to his body, and he still only has... I mean, yeah, he's got 8 limbs because of his arms and legs, but he could have had I guess it kind of counts as octopus, but he should have had 8 octopi arms. And then young Lex Luthor. Young Lex Luthor, on the other hand, was a criminal since the days of his adolescence. Like Octavius, he too was the victim of an experiment going wrong. This time indirectly because of his childhood friend Superboy. As a result of the disaster, Luthor lost all his hair permanently, and the shock of this, coupled with the explosion itself and the loss of a vital experiment to create life, caused Luthor to hate his former pal, turned him into a nut. But I love him. Yes, so
he became an asshole.
Became a doggone asshole, if you ask me. So that's 37 pages.
Nothing's happened yet.
That's your setup, folks. You're a kid. You want to see Superman and Spider-Man together. 37 pages. Okay. Just saying. God bless him. I love the comic.
And on this page, you get MJ in jeans.
Right. Good, really great page here, I think. Love it. I mean, again, the art is just top notch the whole way, in my opinion. I dearly love it. Some pages more than others, mind you. We're about to get some gorgeous ones, but look at that, man. Again, they don't do that today. We're just it looks like a big, gigantic, simple crowd scene, but it works, it flows, it moves. You got Robbie Robinson and is hanging out with Steve Lombard. Wow, Morgan Edge, and that's Ned Leeds. Sorry.
Is that
Ned Leeds and Betty Brant and Robbie Robinson? Yeah, and you got
Lois and Clark.
Yeah, Lois Clark, Lois Jimmy, Steve Lombard, Perry White, Morgan Edge. Oh, that's Lois and Clark up there. So with Jimmy, that must be Lucy.
Yeah,
and so there you go. And Peter and MJ, Mary Jane. So yeah, I think we've named them pretty much. That was when they both had a pretty big supporting cast back then, huh? Soups and Spidey had supporting casts, but Spidey used his more, really, kind of. So they're in New York for this big convention. They're at New York Comic-Con, folks.
Yeah.
Parker, why are you cosplaying? Let's see. All right, so here we are. Wackiness continues to ensue where Peter Parker's basically going to tell Jonah to shove it up his ass. Jonah's being nice to him. I don't know why. This is college Peter Parker, by the way. He's a little more confident. Oh, he tells him, he's nice to him, but then he tells him, because you're not hardworking, not diligent, and there are times, Peter, old boy, when I'm not even sure you're a photographer, you little wiener head. 38 pages, folks.
Yeah, you know what I am? I'm damn Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. I've had it with you, Jameson. 1 minute, you're Mr. Gladhand and a working boy's friend. The next, you put the knife in. Well, maybe that's okay for the rest of your staff, but it isn't for me. Not anymore, you friggin' jerk off.
My shirt looks like Spaced Invaders, and yet I'm Spider-Man.
I'm through being stepped on. You want me, Jameson? Find me.
Look, hungry to clobber. That sweater, Peter. What the F?
Robbie Robertson. Yeah, what did I say? Did I say something other than Robbie Robertson? I don't know. Maybe I did. And if I did, sorry. Sorry, Robbie.
Robert Robinsons.
Let's see. Anyway, so again, here we are, page 38, 39. Jeez. Hail the conquering hero. They're all happy. She's telling Peter, yep, way to tell him off, boy. 39 pages, folks. Just saying. Now to DC. Now back to the DC panel. The DC side of the Comic-Con here. Lois and Clark hanging out in the good old days when she didn't really know his secret identity and they weren't married. God, I miss these days. Am I the only one that misses when Superman and Superman and Lois and kind of fling going, but they weren't. Robinson. Okay, I think it's Robertson. Yeah, I think it's Robertson. I don't know, Robinson or I don't know. Can't remember anymore. Sue me. Yeah, I miss it when Clark was on his own and he wasn't married. I can't stand it. I never have. Look, I know it's been 30 friggin' years. I've never really gotten used to him being married to Lois. I never will, actually. I don't like it. It's fine. I just never really. I don't know. And look, it's going to be there. We're stuck with it, but.
Well, it's such a tragedy with the I don't even want to get into it, but it's such a tragedy what they did that kid they had, that Superboy that they had together. That there was such hope with that, and then he gets tortured, and Superman doesn't give a shit. Anyway.
And then he gets tortured by Bendis.
Yeah, I listen.
Everybody who gets written by Bendis gets tortured.
And you know what happens when
Bendis?
Yeah, they get gender Bendis.
They get Bendis. So for some reason, Lois is falling off of stuff because that's her job.
She's got to wear some flats. She needs to put a pair of tennis shoes on. She's always falling with these heels.
Yeah, she looks sexy though. And Peter saves her. Page. Let's see where we at. Like page 41. So finally, Superman shows up, or does he? Page 43, folks. But don't worry, he's not Superman. Good night, Athena. Have a great night. Thank you for being here. So here comes what we think is Superman, right? But he's not. Fantastic. This is the wildest coinky dink I've ever zapped. The words abruptly in mid-sentence, and Superman, twin beams of unearthly force, lands forward from the descending costumed figure, and Mary Jane, Lois. He zaps them out of existence. They're dead, folks. Comic over.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
This
Lois
universe
and
sucks.
Mary Jane are dead. They're gone. And so Peter can't believe it. Great Scott, I must be losing my mind.
Peter just don't even know what to say. He's like, huh?
And again, Jerry Conway, this is so unnecessary. I'm sorry. He goes, for the first time in his life, Peter Parker has seen the Man of Steel. And to say the least, considering the circumstances, our young hero is stunned. And frankly, friends, he's not alone. Why do you have to write that? Just shut up with that. Cut all the dumb captions out, and you have a better. It just what just happened? Is it possible? Unless phone booths. And again, I got to say this for Conway, this joke was taken from him because this was before Superman the movie.
Yeah.
When he goes for the look for the phone booth and then whoops. Hey, Jim, woo. That's a bad outfit. So Peter's going to change into Spidey. Here it goes to the roof, and this is page 46 has made my heart jump into my throat.
Yeah.
That body's got to be by Neil Adams. Both of them, in fact, I think. That's Neil Adams, folks, and Giordano. Gotta be.
The similarities between that and the cover is pretty significant.
Yeah. That at that point as a kid, yes, even when I was 12, I was like, come on, man. I was really getting aggravated, to be honest. So I want to get your thoughts on that, Hungry Boy, and even you, Steve, if you're still watching. I'm thinking those at least those bodies are atoms. This is one of, yes, thank you. If there was ever to make a list of the greatest 2-page spreads of a comic book of all time, this is at the top. This is just breathtaking.
I mean,
hey,
the significance to a kid to see this, man.
Oh my God, yeah. Athena says, yeah, is quoting Electric Company, Spider-Man. Where are you coming from, Spider-Man? Nobody knows who you are. So this is unreal. This to me made my stupid 11-year-old head explode. 12-year-old, whatever. Again, I can't remember the exact month it came out. I was 11 going on 12. It just freaked me out every time. It's thanks some Adam's ghosting, he thinks. I mean, again, we'll never know. But yeah.
I bet you this seems like something Claude would have asked him.
He probably did. I didn't think about it. He would have. I would have too if I thought about it at the time I met him. But yeah, this is one of my favorite all-time, double page spreads I've ever seen. I can look at it all day, but let's move on. I mean, that's just correct web. It's just far out. It's really you, Superman. Correct, web slinger. I've heard reports about you. You better have an explanation for what you've done, or, my friend, take my word, you're going to be sorry when heroes clash. I love it when heroes clash. I'm that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm easy to please. Again, some great action. Okay.
Yeah.
The top part is probably Andrew. There's no way that this Superman figure is not Neil Adams. Not a chance. Look at that.
Look at the feet.
That's, yeah. Yep. And the whole body. I mean, so that's Neil Adams right there, in my opinion. Not all of it, but that big Superman right there. Yeah, that is true. Giordano did mimic Adams a lot. But again, I'm going by what several people have said, including Adams. I think even Giordano at one point is that Neil did have do uncredited work on the book. So I don't know specifics. I'm guessing at what that uncredited work is. I could be wrong. Yeah, rib cage and lots. Yeah, are all Adams there. Yeah, that's an Adams. Again, on the other Superman, the other two panels are Andrew, but anyway, just love it. So anyway, you got a really cool fight scene with one of the greatest scenes in all of comics. How many times have we enacted? Because Luthor zaps Spidey with a red sun energy thingy. Superman again. That right there, that bottom panel there looks like Adams, but maybe not. I mean, that Giordano was just great. He was okay. Here's another Neil. This whole page right here is Neil Adams, right here. He punches Superman and Buster. You've made it. That's Neil Adams. There's not a doubt in my mind that if Neil worked on this book, or unless Giordano made it look like that. Thoughts, Hungry Boy? I mean, look at that. Ross Andrew can't make Superman look like that.
No, it's great nonetheless.
Giordano is just, but I love that page. That's one of the great. I mean, again, this comic is full of great pages and stuff, and that's one of them there. And Buster, you made it. Kapow! That's fantastic. Again, the reason why we're not, when J-Man and I did the Batman Hulk story, we talked about the art, the great art by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, and we talked a lot about the story by Lin Wein. You know why? We went in deep detail about the story we were reviewing, because there was a story to review.
Yeah, there really isn't a story.
There's no story here. You can look at it and see it's so simplistic, but these pages. In an article, it said Neil Adams did touch-up work of on his own on Superman. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, and I read it somewhere, too. So, anyway, so you got Spidey punching soups. They're fighting like all good superhero battles are. And that's more Andrew stuff right there for sure.
And he's swinging and kicking.
Yep, and it's a pretty cool fight considering the mismatch. There's a great, again, this page is really good, showing that Ross Andrew was a styled, was a polished cartoonist, and really nice. And then here we go.
Great Krypton.
I'm going to teach you a lesson, Spider-Man, one you'll never forget. Go ahead, take your best shot. Finished? Good. Now it's my turn. Great Krypton! What am I doing? If this blow connects, it'll kill him.
I have to pull my punch.
Aggle.
Hope it's in time.
Aggle. He's thinking this while his fist is on the way. And this right here, some of that's Adams too. I mean, especially at least on soups. But yeah, I have to pull my punch. Hope it's in time. But though the punch is stopped, the wind blast is not. A second later, the shockwave strikes. This is a great page, right?
Yaggle
knockers. That's great, right? That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
With the force of a compact hurricane. And luckily we see Superman. That's again, this so many classic pages here. Nice. Sometimes layouts repenciled and inked by certain aesthetics led to this delicious result. The credits might not matter. There you go. Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Good to see you.
Roll Tide.
Dave. What's up, Davishness? All right. Good to see you. Let's see. To be honest, nobody paid attention to the torso musculature as much as Adams did, intricacies included.
I just wish they spent more time on the script as they did getting a legend to come and touch up some of the art.
Yeah. I wish too. But so let's see here. Here we are. We're at page. I'm going to jump on me. This site will jump on you sometimes. All right, so he whacks Spidey with his wind blast 55, dude. Page 55. And we're finally getting to the fun stuff. And I love how Spider-Man like barely, he just barely is able to navigate through all this stuff, but finally he gets back really quickly because he's Spidey. Then he just goes after him. Well, you listen to me, Spider-Man. Wait, the fighting won't get us anywhere. Finally, it's the red sun energy's worn off. Spider-Man, okay, I'm not going to read this dialogue because I don't want to hear it. This dialogue, in 1976, it's innocent dialogue. In 2022, no, because everybody's gonna have a little chuckle over it. You think you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, it won't work. You're gonna tell me where Mary Jane is, blah blah. Anyway, I love this. I love the panel where he's punching him like a million times. I broke my hands.
It tickles.
Anyway, more crappy dialogue when they finally realize they need to team up. And that's something standard to superhero comics of the era, and as a kid, you love that stuff. So. Oh my! Anyway,
and I broke my damn hand.
I broke my hand. Zax, what's up, Zax? Good to see you, Zaxer. A Hulk villain, by the way. I always sometimes forget to say that. Zax, he's a Hulk villain. I always tell him that.
Yeah.
He's probably tired of me telling him that. He should be. Anyway, page 59, dude. So these treasuries were no joke. They were big, man. Anyway, so they're going to team up now, and I always love this page right here. It's goofy, but what the hell? Spidey skiing, like all of the battle. So Spidey skiing. Now they got to go find Luthor and Doc Ock, because why not? Spidey infiltrates this. It's always Acme. Oh my God! It really is an Acme warehouse too. It says it.
Acme Importers.
The Acme warehouse, because that's where all of Wile E. Coyote stuff is. Thanks, Zax. Maria with TNT. Hello there, lovely lady. It's always nice to have you pop in. I hope you were doing well. I hope you're everyone, please, if you have not, please find the lovely Maria's channel and subscribe. She has an up and coming YouTube channel. I know are you excited about the Orville? I am. Vigilante Williamson, what's up, buddy? It has been a long time. Thanks for popping in, man. I hope you're doing well, man. And I have not tortured you about the Lions in a long time, buddy. Just kidding. He's a good buddy. He's a Lions fan, so we like to tease him. Now, you should not be mean to Lions fans. They've suffered enough. Man, it's been a while, dude. What can I tell you? He knows it, though. Yes, Orville. By the way, I forgot. That's one of my show notes. I forgot. I have to tell it later. I'm going to be on a regular on Monday, Loki's Mornings of Mischief on Friday mornings for his early morning show, reviewing the Orville this year. Yeah. What do you mean they're going to torture in a few months? You haven't given up watching that stuff yet, VW? Stop watching the NFL, man. They're just not. It's just not good for you, man. I know.
Yeah, I wish I could do that.
I know.
I can't let go. I can't let go of the Saints.
I know, man. I can't believe I did. I still don't believe it, but I did. But here you go. I'm astonished. So they go in the Acme warehouse where Wile E. Coyote's pissed that they're messing with all of his stuff. And there are
there's a lot of TNT in there.
Yes, and a lot of Roadrunner traps.
Yeah. Meep meep.
Meep meep Roadrunner. I got you through. So anyway, there's the two Wile E. Coyotes waiting on Spidey and Superman. It's a trap, of course. And,
it's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. So, wow, this is only like 60 pages in, and it's just at this point all the best stuff has happened. Let's be honest. Yeah, well, to be honest, Star Wars fans are worse than Lions fans. Can't believe anyone expected Obi-Wan. Yeah, well, hey, what can you say?
Vigilante is starting us down a road that we can't come back from.
I can't start there, buddy, but I hear you, partner.
Man, Reva! Reva! The bestest Inquisitor ever.
Yeah, Browns fans have it tough, too. We know that. Wait a minute. Don't give me the Cowboys fans thing. You guys did win something. Oh, not in this century. Sorry, I got it. Everybody's mean to Cowboys fans. You know that, Keely. Anyway, so here we go. We're on page. There's Lois and MJ are arguing because that's not stereotypical at all. 64 pages in. They were holograms.
They're locked together fighting.
Yes, holograms. And Superman blows Spidey out of the way.
No.
I couldn't help it. From an explosion, folks.
He gives him a blow.
I don't know. There was no way I was going to let that. I dodged the other one, but I just went right. I just had to do that one. Yeah. Well, Keely, I hear you. The last Jedi is filth. No question about it.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I hear you on a lot of this stuff. I'm with you, Hungry Boy. Dick seemed a little bit rushed. Dick Giordano. All of the Superman face there is pretty good. But yes, they were getting close to a deadline. I mean, this is only 60-something pages. Comics aren't usually that long back then. So I like the stupid. He's still flying around on the skis. I'm like, could he just I don't know. He could have made something better than skis.
They could have made. He has those damn wings under his arms. I don't know why he needs skis.
He brings him to Africa where they have tracked Luthor or whatever. And this is what. All right, the tribal chieftain wants a show of superpowers. Okay, so Superman, who is a racist, I can't say the actual R word.
Yeah.
He is a racist, clearly, because to show him, he just grabs a dude and look what he does. He jungles a bunch of guys. I mean, they had to fall down sick, puking their guts out at minimum. Why wouldn't that kill him?
What the hell? What the hell is wrong with you?
damn white Supermanist.
You damn
Holy
white
shit.
Supermanist.
Supremamanist.
This Superman is just
what
made
the
me.
hell, Soups?
He threw me around like I was the Flash.
Yeah, what the hell is he doing that for?
The guys, they're all smiling like, yeah, we hate
Yeah,
Bob. Bob's a jerk. I'm glad he threw Bob in the air.
They're gonna die. I mean, that would kill you. Anyway, so they bring the dude to help their guide to go to Kilimanjaro.
Super colonialist.
Yeah, these colonizers, Superman and Spider-Man, show up at Kilimanjaro to find the other colonizers, Doc Ock and Luthor, and the guy they're controlling smacks them.
Yeah.
Oh, he smack, and anyway, wackiness ensues. They fight these dudes, and
his name is Nunchaka.
One of them has Nunchaka has a sword with that apparently has red sun energy. Well, this was something that really also disappointed me about the story. They could have found like other ways to fight Spider-Man or Superman than this kind of lame crap. Get supervillains. Even robots are better than this, or monsters or something. It was just kind of a dumb waste of a fight. The story is infantile.
Yeah, and he just run away.
Yeah, the story is really infantile. They walk in, they run in there. That guy gave him like a 4-page. He gave Superman and Spider-Man a 4-page fight
with all the villains in those two. Respective
not the
companies.
Hulk.
Yeah,
right. Not the Hulk or
not
Thor
Solomon Grundy.
Not Solomon Grundy. But this dude who was just being controlled by Luthor.
And then there's this guy.
And there's this guy. That's so dumb. Jerry Conway is a. Sorry. Yeah, that's a good one, Vidge. That's true, Vidge. Don't show this to the SJWs. They would hate this. I hope any SJWs watching this, I would like to not apologize to you and tell you to go screw yourselves in hell. Thank you.
I'm glad you did that. I want to tell you we apologize for nothing.
For nothing. Yeah. So anyway, now they did all this just to find out they're in space at the Injustice Gang satellite. Remember them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Injustice Gang, which was in the comic, because the Legion of Doom, of course, was in the Super Friends cartoon.
Yeah.
But Luthor had the Injustice Gang. Yeah. And there they are at the damn satellite again. And how the
satellite.
The Justice League satellite can't see them for some freaking reason. I don't know why.
And what the hell do they have Mary Jane and Lois in?
They're in an anti-gravity thingy.
Are y'all
anti-gravity
dancing?
bubble.
They got money in there?
They're in a bubble. They're in like in a bubble gum machine. So here we go with an interlude, because we've got nothing going on between Luthor and Spidey. Man, the Hulk Batman. The Hulk Batman team up that Jayma and I reviewed really did have a good story. It is so much better story than this. But the second Superman Spider-Man story actually has a better story than this. We're being fair, folks. Yes, I still love it, but I'm sorry. We got to be honest.
Oh.
Interlude, New York, New York.
Jesus, look at this.
Why did we need an interlude with J. Jonah Jameson and Morgan Edge? Why? I don't understand why you waste pages on this guy. You're a kid. You want to see Superman and Spider-Man doing Soupy and Spidey things. Why do we have this page right here? I don't know.
This whole page. I mean, I'd rather see Mary Jane and Lois stuck in that dancing ball than right here. I don't know what this is even. Who read this? I mean, when I was a kid, I just turned this page.
Yeah, we just looked at it. Dan Man Walking, good to see you there, buddy. But yes, Pounder, you're right. Matthew, Jerry Conway is one of the biggest SJWs around, and he's like 90 now. And he wrote this. This is all a big host has had. You're right, Hungry Boy.
No, he's an international communist.
International communist. So here's Morgan and Jonah. I don't understand why you put this page in here. Back to at least, I'd rather see Doc Ock and Luthor, really, but they're not doing anything either. They're about to fire this satellite. For some reason, I forgot. It's gonna. Spider-Man seems to be handling the borrowed shuttle flying fairly well.
He's flying it like the Millennium Falcon.
Damage. Yep, but the Berserk laser probe is doing to Earth, so they're shooting a chunk out of Earth with the laser probe that they had to steal from NASA from Star Labs, really.
Yeah.
I think Star Labs. And for some reason, a laser is causing bad weather. Not weather wizard, but a laser. Okay.
Yeah. Damage
like this was
that berserk laser probe is doing on Earth. No doubt, this is a job for Superman.
So Superman's got to stop the laser, and again, Spidey's blacking out. Superman, they both black out for some reason. I have no idea how that Superman and Spider-Man get captured.
Why does he have those COVID spots on his head?
Try to find out.
That's not
Actually,
Spidey sense.
He's
got.
You can't say that word in YouTube usually. So it's like
Ovid.
We say coof, but spot.
Coof.
Sorry. Too late now, but don't worry about it. I'm just saying. You didn't need to know. We'll probably all right. We're far enough in. Laser calling bad weather. Laser calling bad weather. I won't have. Yeah. A conspiracy theorist. You are a conspiracy theorist there, DW. So yeah, it's they get caught again. I mean, what was I thinking when I was a kid reading this? I guess I didn't care. I was seeing a comic with Superman and Batman and Spider-Man in it. So they get caught, they get brought in, and what do you think's gonna happen, Luthor, when you bring Superman and Spider-Man on your ship?
Well,
they're gonna kick your ass.
And they're going to split up a little bit. They're going to split the heroes and the villains.
Trade partners. I mean, trade villains. And they're going to pull strings and scratch backs and fiddle with knobs. And
they totally did. Look how much they disrespected Doc Ock in that panel. I mean, his arms are like, hey, fellas, want to play? I mean,
yeah, they're terrible.
Oh, now they're coming out. Hi, guys.
Look, Stan and Carmen were in a hurry, and they were saying, Ross and Dick, just get the thing done. You're at page 81. Get the thing over with.
We have more conversations between Edge and J. Jonah Jameson in the show.
Yeah. I don't know what they were. I mean, I have no idea why they were doing that. I have no idea. This battle is lame. You got to keep finding excuses to stretch it out longer than it ever should have lasted. Man.
My glasses. I can't see. God damn it.
This is a terribly written, badly plotted comic that has great art, and it has the meaning that you want to see. Don't worry, we're going to review the second one, and it's better. It's a better story, if I remember right. It's got to be better written than this. I mean, I've read it in 30 years, but
you think if Doc Ock, he's got these mechanical arms, but he's just wearing a regular pair of glasses. Get some goggles. They were available back then. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wore them. He's out there with glasses. Look, you broke my glasses.
I mean, like how the recurrent satellite affected the weather in Superman 3? I guess that's what it is. Yeah. Some of those guys that wrote some of those movies stole some stuff from this comic. That's for sure. So anyway, all standard stuff. They end up fighting. Man, Batman Hulk is 10 times better than this story.
Yeah.
Because we talked about the story. There's nothing to talk about here. And then I hate this line. Can you hold the 40? Asked Spider-Man. Does Warner Brothers make movies? Oh, shut up. Just because Warner Brothers just bought you. Shut up. That was right around the time Warner Brothers acquired DC. Eat a bag of
beeps.
Oh. Breaking free of Spider-Man's grasp, Luthor does just that, trapping the Man of Steel inside a narrow airlock chamber. Doors shut forth and aft, and of course the future trap, considering the trappee. Whatever. It's a feudal trap.
Good Phantom Zone reference by Phantom Outsider.
Oh, yeah, what we got?
I mean, Twilight Zone. I said Phantom Zone. Twilight Zone. Doc Ock had no replacement glasses. Yeah. He was not an avid watcher of the Twilight Zone. Time Enough at Last. Great episode.
Time Enough at Last. That's a great one. Love that episode. Okay, so anyway, yada yada. They beat him. They win. Let's see where we're.
Well, I mean, they fought that dude like they fought them like they were Darkseid. They
got Ock to turn against Luthor because Luthor was just going to destroy the whole world for no particular reason. And Doc, where are you going to spend your money that you're offering me? So yeah, that's usually the trope. I
Well,
did like this scene.
Luthor was trying to get some oceanfront property, so.
That's right. Well, he wanted to destroy all of it, though. Anyway, I like the bit when Superman has to come in and take care of the tsunami, and he just flies at super speed next to it. However, it stops it, but I kind of like the way he did it in Superman versus Muhammad Ali a little bit better.
Yeah.
So anyway, afterward, imagine Luthor's ego. They've got them both taken in, coming to New York just to grab Lois Lane as bait for your. It was curious, coming to New York just to grab Lois Lane as bait for a trap to net you. Guess it was just luck. He grabbed my girl too, huh? Luck or destiny? My girl.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, you're in costume. What do you mean?
Yeah, they're standing right there.
And they're standing. Yeah. I guess he figures that Superman has X-ray vision, but he never. Superman doesn't know his secret identity. Now he does, I guess.
Yeah. And he doesn't have his cowl lead lined, so.
But as a 12-year-old, I didn't give a damn. I loved it. And after all, it isn't every day. 2 living legends. Wow, that's egotistical. Go around making history. Am I right or am I right? Spidey, old friend, I don't think anyone's ever been righter. Oh, boy. God. Jerry Conway, you suckle.
You know what he suckles.
Epilogue.
Look who it is. It's Morgan Edge and J. Jonah Jameson.
Indeed. Yep. Good art. Great art for sure there. Bad story, but hey, what can you do? Epilogue. Here we go. I hear that Peter Parker music from the old cartoon. Anyway, there's the 2 supporting casts hanging out with Clark and Peter. And then yada yada, Morgan Edge and J. Jonah Jameson become lovers or whatever. I don't know. And then I'm sorry, wrong. Sorry, Michael Bendis didn't write this. Sorry. And so
now it's time for a Hostess apple pie.
Hostess fruit pies. And so, as our heroes fade into the sunset, we bid them a fond farewell, secure in the knowledge that peace reigns on earth and that justice is triumphant. For tonight, anyway, and folks, this is definitely the end. 92-pager there, folks. 92 pages. There's some Carmen Infantino sketches for the cover. The way it ended up there. And, of course, I love this.
Yeah, that's pretty
Ross and Giordano right there. Ross Andrew Giordano back cover is fantastic. And that's something from the site there. So, there you go.
I think that was him saving Harry Potter.
Gentlemen, all in all, an experience we'll remember in our old age, which won't be for some while, I hope. Quoting Kirk. So, yeah, folks, there you go. Yes, Superman versus Spider-Man, the first one, 1976. Look, you gotta turn lemons into lemonade, don't you? I mean, quite frankly, thanks for getting the bots. Whoever did it, appreciate you. You got it before me because I couldn't get them. We were getting a lot of those last night too. So on Mark's show. Look, that's what comics were back then. Sometimes, however, there were some that were written way better than that. I mean, it wasn't too long. It was around that time that Englehart and Rogers' Batman, the definitive Batman Detective came out. That was great.
So beautiful.
Years before that, you had Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing. There were a lot of good comics that were very intelligently written. Jack's Mama. Oh, good to see you, my dear. Oh my goodness, everyone giving him for I hope you're doing well, and I hope Jack's doing well. Thank you all, everybody, for doing that. So yeah, comics were just Jerry Conway was a hack. Maybe he was told to write this thing. One of the things you do sort of have to understand about comic book writing of that era. And it's not an excuse. Look, I don't like Conway. So it's not an excuse. However, everybody who wrote comics back then grew up, when their formative years were reading not just reading, novels and other types of classical fiction or whatever. They grew up reading Stan's stuff, his scripts. So they wanted to be the next Stan. And sometimes, they were told, editors of the Big Ten were told to be like Stan, write like him, write, crazy dialogue with, exposition and stuff like that. So I don't know. It was just the way kind of things were back then. And they knew they were selling to kids. In this case, they wanted to really dumb it down and write it to where they could just have an excuse to have Superman and Spider-Man in a comic together. I love the art.
Yeah, and I think when you look at it as a whole, you're seeing behind the scenes two companies kind of running on wild with their own enjoyment amongst each other. There's probably some things that we don't get when it comes to some of the script that they probably behind the scenes thought where it was wise and funny and that the crowd would love it. And it certainly isn't that, but I think that's probably part of the confusion to the reader that there's things going on none of us kind of understand.
Oh yeah, hey Grifter, welcome. Yeah, you're right, and absolutely, and that's a great point that Hungry One makes. Yeah, but Clobby, Rascally Roy was never sucked. No, he didn't. Roy Thomas could write.
Yes,
a lot of them did. Jerry Conway was a hack. Look, like I said, Lynn Wein was great. Marv Wolfman, those guys did not. I mean, they still tried to write like Stan, and when you go back, there's a certain bit of quality that is dated. Even if you read anything from the Bronze Age. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Vigilante Williamson. That's exactly right. In this case, though, this was a situation where they finally made their deal, Stan and Carmen, that they were going to do their crossover, have Spider-Man and Superman get together. And I don't know who came up with. I mean, I know a lot of the story idea was from Jerry Conway, but I'm sure some of the other guys in DC was handling this at the time. They were handling the creative end of it mostly. So I'm sure it was Jerry Conway, maybe even Dick Giordano, I don't know. But Carmen's is, well, for example, Carmen is listed as the, let's see here, editor. Let me see something here. Okay. Who edited this thing? Who got the credit for the blame? All right. Okay. Roy Thomas, Julia Schwartz, Marv Wolfman, and E. Nelson Bridwell. All huge names, all DC guys. Well, actually, Roy was there. He was at Marvel at the time. But Schwartz, and actually so was Marv Wolfman. But E. Nelson Bridwell was a walking encyclopedia of DC continuity. And Julia Schwartz was, of course, the DC Superman editor at the time. I don't know how they let that dialogue get into this comic. By the way, Stan had nothing to do with this comic book. I mean, zero. He wrote this little soliloquy up there.
Yeah. He'd like for you to think he did.
Oh, yeah, he really didn't have much to do with it, so you can't even blame him that much either. He made the deal. Neither did Carmen, really, to be honest with you. But, yeah, so I don't know. It's just, yeah, there's your blame list right there. Yeah, Conway did work on TV, believe it or not. Conway's right. He did move to later TV and TV scripts. And look, I love Firestorm. When his first Firestorm series was okay.
Yeah, I mean, good character.
Got better later, but I love Firestorm. He was kind of just ripping off Nova and Spidey a little bit, but yeah. So, I don't know, man. I don't know who to blame. That the plot's terrible. It's hard to believe Roy Thomas, Julia Schwartz, Marv Wolfman, and E. Nelson Bridwell. I guess they just said, "Look, we have the two heroes together. Let's just do it." But I'm going to review soon, and if Mark wants to review it with me soon, the second part of the. They did a second one a couple of years later. Marvel was in charge. For those who don't know, Jim Shooter did the story. John Buscema did the art, and this story. I mean, I think the story is 10 times better. Even though the art's better on this one, the story's better on the other one. I mean, you had Dr. Doom, the Parasite, which was a great team up, and you had Wonder Woman and the Hulk as guest appearances. And you had a Superman Hulk fight. And the only thing that was weird about it is John Buscema's art made the Hulk really short, and Superman's like way taller than him.
You know, you can't look at any of these crossovers without thinking about the late great George Perez, and had we ever really gotten his original Avengers Justice League crossover. I mean, some of the art from that, and I don't understand. It's simply somebody in the chat probably knows this answer. I do not understand why that never got done, particularly after they did it in recent years. I know why. In 2000,
the original, right?
Yeah.
You mean the original from 1983?
Yeah.
That was Jim Shooter's fault.
He was just being a jackass.
Well, he was pissed off that the people it was DC's turn.
Yeah.
And Perez and Wolfman, some other guys left Marvel. That's the way I always read to understand it. And Shooter didn't want them doing it. So that's why those team-ups stopped. Jim Shooter. And is it true? I wasn't there. I'm talking about things I've read in interviews.
Yeah.
Comics Journal and Amazing Heroes and Comics Interview. People say things. Is it actually? I don't know. All I know is that we were also missed out on another team-up, dude. After... but instead of, remember we got X-Men Teen Titans,
which was fantastic.
That was supposed to be Legion of Superheroes X-Men.
Oh my God!
Can you imagine Dave Cockrum doing that? As Legion, we're both Legion fans, folks. So believe me, I like X-Men Teen Titans. Fine, we're going to review that soon. Actually, I'm going to have that reviewed soon. But
look, that was a beautiful comic. It was drawn beautifully. The story's not bad. I mean. When I was a kid, I was just trying to understand in content how that fit in continuity, knowing that it didn't. But
it didn't.
But Darkseid and Dark Phoenix are a good team up.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, no, and I'm going to review it. But the thing is, I love Walt Simonson.
Yeah,
but I really would have preferred the art be done by either Byrne or Perez for that team up.
Yeah. Yep.
Terry Austin helped it. Terry Austin brought a lot to the
that's what I was just about to say. That inking really kind of bridged the gap there.
It did. But I remember that should have been a Treasury edition too, by the way, but it was a special it was a special Baxter format.
That's what I was about to say. It's got a weird card stock.
Like it was a slick sort of like the Baxter format, but it was thicker.
Yeah.
And it was still stapled though. It was staple back, but they it would have been. Man, imagine if Byrne and Perez both did it. Like they, one of them penciled, the other inked, or maybe like Byrne draws all the X-Men figures and Perez draws all the Teen Titans figures, and we let Terry Austin do all the backgrounds. That have been the most beautiful superhero comic of all time.
I think that's one of the things that we're being robbed of in the last decade is that, some of these stars of the industry are passing away, and they're missing out on the opportunity to do some of these works that really there's no obstacles anymore to why these things can't get done, and we've lost Perez, we've lost Adams, and I mean, let's be honest, Adams stuff didn't look recently like it used
after
to.
1980. He didn't do very good stuff.
Yeah, no doubt, but I mean, just to some of this stuff has been completed, and for it not to be published is just sad.
Well, but there's so much stuff that has been completed that we'll never see. But yeah. So there are all kinds of great team ups and all the stuff that would have been nice to see. They went a long time before they did it again, and I just couldn't get into that one they did when the Superman Fantastic Four one. But I like Jurgens and all. I hated the costumes. I don't remember. There was Byrne did a Darkseid Galactus one, and. I don't know. There were a lot of them that I just didn't really get into. Like that, I love the Steve Rude art on the thing. I mean, the Superman Hulk one.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. And so,
Phantom outside of Clobberin really wants to see Liefeld do all his torsos and feet.
He's
not gonna see any feet. He don't want to do no feet.
Yeah, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see. That's what I want. Let him finish the feet on those. Yeah. That'd be perfect for Rob Liefeld. And the sad thing is, he does
and he's a nice guy too.
He likes all the same stuff we do. He's a Legion fan. He's my age or close to my age or whatever, and he likes a lot of the same stuff. But he's just, man, well. And you know what? Those Image guys did do a lot for Jack. So, they're all right.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of the Image, some of that Image stuff back then. One of these days, I guess we should probably review. Well, soon I want to review the second one of these. But man, review some Supreme or something. Of course, the whole thing would take forever. But I mean,
it's okay. Have you ever done 1968?
I mean, 1963.
1963.
Not yet. I gotta dig that up. I wonder if anyone put it on digital. I have the comic, of course, but there's never going to be a trade paperback, and it's never going to be finished. But I would like to do that one. I plan to do it at some point. So many things I plan to do before this year ends. Carlos and I will tackle Watchmen, real Watchmen, of course. Before this year ends, I will get some Astro City done. Again, there's so much of it. What else? Pretty soon. All right, Loki and I, because like I said, we got different guest stars for different review stuff. So by the way, if you're game to do that second part of Super Spidey, I think we should do that soon.
Cool.
If you're up for it. Loki and I are going to be doing Batman Predator because that's what he picked. J-Man and I soon are going to do. We're supposed to do Dark Phoenix Saga. And that's a big one, but we can knock it out in one night. I mean, because we knocked out Kingdom Come in one night. So Nick and I did Batman. I mean, Daredevil Born Again.
That was great.
Mark D and I, we've done a few things. We did we did Marvel 2-1 annual number 7. We did which was a classic. We did Wolverine. Who did? Oh, Mark LT and I, we did Wolverine miniseries. The Frank Miller.
Claremont. Yeah.
Claremont. That was great. And we did a couple weeks ago, not so long ago, Mark and I did Hercules Prince of Power, the first miniseries with Bob Layton. That was a lot of fun.
I remember the red costume. Was that the red when he was wearing that red costume?
He had the normal costume at first. I think you might be thinking of the second one. The second one, what's the second one? That might have been that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun. And then listen, because we just want to do fun stuff, like fun old stuff, and it's just this one. Yeah, we did. Look, folks, it was not much of a story to talk about here, because I promise you, we get deep into the story when there's a story to talk about. Like J-Man and I, when we did Kingdom Come or any of these, we got deep into the story. There's no characterization in this story. There's unbelievably dumb dialogue, and it's just it's an excuse to put them in a comic together. And I still love it. It's still the greatest event in all of history because it gave us the first crossover team up with these characters.
Yeah,
I dearly love the art. And think that Jerry Conway is a tool.
Well, pure garbage story, but great art.
Yep, absolutely. Phantom Outsider says, yes, I know Wally Wood died in 1980, but I'm sure he'd come back to have his way with Wonder Woman. Okay, well, I'll check. I'll look into that for you. Hey, what's up, Mark D? What's up, buddy? So, I mean, our dear departed buddy Mark C loved Wallace Wood, and he, out of respect for Wally Wood, didn't like me calling. He didn't like them always putting Wally Wood on his art. He liked being called Wallace Wood. So when I was talking to Mark C, he'd always say, "I say Wallace because And that was a tragedy. What happened with Wallace Wood? Love him. He was a great artist. So I guess the next one we review, why don't we make it part 2? Electric Boogaloo, the Marvel version. I remember.
I don't think I've ever read that.
I remember when I read it, I liked it, and I remember it got good reviews. Like I said, the art's different. I think the art's better, and this is just one wonderful piece of art.
Yeah,
the art in this is just, again, let's I think we should show it again, just to run down, just to get everybody how beautiful the art in this book is. Everyone deserves another look at it. It's incredible, and a lot of it is anyway. But the art, I still like the art, the John Buscema art in the second one, but I think it has a better story. I better shut up and read it again before I say that, because it's been about 34 years since I've read it, But also, another one I'm going to review soon. This, like I mentioned earlier, this past week, I reread Avengers number 200 because it's one of the most controversial and weird comics ever written. And now I'm going to reread Justice League 200, and I'm going to do might do a comparison of them.
Cool.
even though they're not really the same. Avengers 200 is a whack job. It's more controversial. I think people make too much out of the controversy, personally, but it's crazy. I don't know if you're familiar with it, and both, Perez did it, by the way. So
I love his Avengers, and I particularly love his Beast and Wonder Man during that era.
I love the Beast and Wonder Man friendship, but that was sort of like that inspired the Blue Beetle Booster Gold.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
I mean, I always thought it did, didn't you? I mean, they were both like going out and getting in trouble and hanging out and cutting up and stuff like that. I mean, I always thought so.
But I don't. It just wasn't the same ridiculousness.
No, it wasn't as ridiculous. That's bwahaha every 5 seconds.
Yeah, bwahaha.
Bwahaha. There we go. That's the page right there. That's the page that says it all. That made it all worthwhile right there, man. I'd love to have like a gigantic, like framed picture of that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I love that Alex Ross inked and painted picture of the Adams cover.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That's amazing. What's up, Mark Deere with the Seer? What you doing, dude? I hope that did your Rangers win? I hope so. I mean, I'm glad somebody has a sport to enjoy. I don't. I would watch hockey, but I don't have anything. I don't have any cable any kind anyway. And I have friends who are hockey fans like him. I don't. Why didn't we ever get a pro hockey team down here? Just because there's no ice, or what?
I think that's more of a what you call a Yankee sport.
It's a Yankee sport, huh? I'd watch it though. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of fun to watch, I guess.
I like when they fight.
Oh yeah, everybody likes to fight. Yeah. Did you know that a couple of years back? I forgot. I went to the Twin Peaks, right? And I was sitting there watching TV. They had a bunch of hockey on, and I just started watching one, and they had college hockey.
What?
I never heard they have college hockey. I'd never heard of that before. I was like, college hockey? That's strange.
Yeah, I think that's like, like Michigan and all those schools have that, right?
Yeah, but even Florida has it or whatever. So
what? So
even Florida teams and stuff. So, but we don't. I don't think. Ezra Goldstein, what's up? He says hockey's more of a Canadian sport. Well, Canadians are big into their hockey now. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like something people north of I-10 like to do.
Phantom Outsider says, "How are the Rangers a New York team? Shouldn't they be in Texas?" Yeah, they should be. Damn it! How about that, Mr. Mark D? How do you answer that question, huh? You Rangers? What mile? New York Rangers? That doesn't make any dang sense. It should be the Texas Rangers, like the baseball team.
I think they're Rangers in the woods.
Yes, the Canadians invented hockey. I believe you. I believe it.
You can have it.
I don't know. I've watched it because a couple years back when I was doing the show with my buddy Flash, he's a big Penguins fan, and I had TV then, so he had me watching some of it. That was enjoyable. I don't know, I like it. I can't get into it the way I can football. I mean, it's fun to watch, and it's cool. And I guess it would probably really be fun to go to a game, I would imagine. And if you don't get hit by a puck, puck. Here we go, Mark D. Did you win tonight?
Oh well, I always say my favorite team won, but that was one of my dad's pet peeves. Like, never say "we" if you're not on the team.
That's fair enough.
Oh yeah.
He would always yell, like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah. What did you do tonight on that team? Yeah. Did you help them win?
I ate a hot dog.
Yeah, because I kept doing what I did as soon as they scored the first goal, which was like, drinking or something, So, fans have all those superstitions, right? If you're watching a football game and you're sitting on a spot on the couch, and your team scores a touchdown, you don't move for the rest of the day, silly stuff like that.
Mark, look at that. He's both Marks. I mean, are you sure, Clobby? My neighbor said his cousin went to UNO on a hockey scholarship. No, I'm not sure that we don't have him here.
I would like to tell you that it's a likelihood that your cousin's a liar.
They don't have one at.
No,
No, I mean,
they,
no.
they do not have a hockey team.
Chris,
at UNL.
I didn't say that. He did. I would not call your cousin anything. Wow, dude.
Well,
he said neighbor, not cousin.
Yeah. Oh, your neighbor is a liar. No,
He said his cousin went. No, he's kid. Look, man, Chris is a good friend. I'm not calling.
Yeah,
calling
I don't
anybody.
mean that an ugly way. Sorry. I mean, I'm just joking.
He's just kidding because Chris is a good friend of the show. But I don't. There could be hockey there.
UNO can barely pay their basketball coaches. They don't have a hockey team.
Okay. Wow. Yeah,
well, someone was asking why it was called the New York Rangers, because it was founded by Tex Rickard in the 20s. So he was the guy that built, I think it was the third Madison Square Garden, that version. And so he's a Texan, so he called him the New York Rangers. His nickname was Tex. So it was 1920s. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, but it's New York Rangers. Yep. So.
No, okay.
But I've loved them since I was a kid. So it's you've got your lifetime fans of teams, and
that's cool.
Have you noticed that the playoffs in hockey and basketball last forever?
It's ridiculous.
Forever.
Totally ridiculous.
I mean, not pro football. They're like 3 weeks. I guess baseball's not even that long, but hockey and basketball, Jesus God, they're like months and months of playoffs.
I just love that they can still fight in hockey. Like even basketball, in the 80s and 90s, they used to beat the heck out of each other. They can't do that now. I mean, you half touch somebody, you get a flagrant, and they throw them out. In hockey, these guys are still beating the shit out of each other. I like that. God bless them.
Yeah, it's a tough sport. Yeah, it's not like, I know people like soccer, aka football. But those guys, they get hit. Like tonight, this one guy in the Rangers keeps getting hit by pucks, and he goes to the locker room. He looks like he can't walk. Then they come back, or they stitch the guys up. No teeth left, and they just like cap their teeth or put something in. The hockey players are just a tough breed. And I played a lot of hockey, growing up as a kid. Yeah. Just fun. I wasn't very good, but it's a tough sport. So
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so that's why it's fun to watch, and the game, it's a fast game too. So that's why I think soccer is popular, football is popular, baseball is, as everyone knows, Star Trek predicts the correct things in the future, and they predicted baseball will end someday.
Yeah, they did.
Cisco, what? He didn't have the ball on his desk. Was it the last game ever played, or
last game? Yeah.
Yeah, so I love baseball too, but just it's so slow compared to these others. Basketball, MMA now is taking over from boxing. It's interesting. Of course, we had one of the greatest. You guys were talking about one of the greatest fights ever, right?
Yeah.
Versus Superman. Yeah,
was under the red light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the red sun.
So that's what makes it fun, right? So all these big, all these contests and. So it's great stuff. Yep.
Yeah. Well, so how many more weeks of playoffs do they have then?
Well, they're going to be 2 more weeks, I think. So yeah. So this is halfway through the playoffs. So you can play up to, if you say you went to Game 7, you could play 28 more. 4 times 7. You can play, a ridiculous number of. You could play 28 more games. So it's the regular season or the playoffs are way too long. I mean, or they should make the regular season shorter. It's you're into June still playing hockey, but that's where they make the money, right? All these playoff tickets, and they keep making the playoffs longer and longer. I think the NBA is probably the worst. So, and football, it'd be longer too if it wasn't such a brutal sport, right? I mean, if it wasn't so tough for those players, they'd probably play another few weeks of playoffs if they could.
Yeah, at this point, I think they want to make as much money as they can over. They need to get rid of the preseason,
right?
Because people are just going to end up getting hurt, and they're starting to back off. I think to some degree off of this political stuff. I mean, certainly that might be for a short period of time, but that stuff's really kind of affected a lot of folks in their affection for that sport here.
I know Clobberin times also, and I think they did kind of tone it down the last season a little bit, or they
What?
didn't show the stuff, the protests in sports,
Oh, all that crap.
NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've sissied up. Even let's say if all this crap, the politics that did chase me out of it had not happened, they've sissied up the NFL so much. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole too much, but they were kind of really ruining it to the point where you can't really. I mean, it still looks a lot of the same, and it's still a game of speed and stuff, but you can't. It's not a game of. You can't hit anybody anymore. I mean, there's no way a Tom Brady can play till he's 40,000 years old.
Oh yeah.
In the 70s, 80s, or even 90s when you could hit people, even early 2000s, nobody can play till they're 45, 46, and 47. In a league like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey, Chris Persia, dude, you okay there, man? You out there? It's just, I don't know. It's just crazy that they. I can't believe he's coming back.
He is coming back again. Yeah.
Tom Brady's like, what is, dude? What? It's so ludicrous. I mean, don't you have enough stupid rings?
I think he's going to drive that franchise into the ground, and they're going to stink for 5 or 6 years for what he's doing. And I didn't even realize, somehow I missed the fact that they fired their coach. Guy just won a Super Bowl, and you can't.
And they fired Arians, did they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't follow it even anymore.
Yeah, they fired.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But Brady doesn't want to be stuck at home with that ugly wife, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
I don't know, man.
Dude's got a tough life.
Yeah, he does
Tough
have a
life.
tough life, man.
But of course, he's playing by the current rules, so
I got you, Chris. I just want to make sure you were good. So, but they sissied it up. I mean, they started. Some argued that they sort of sissied it up in 1978, but with the Mel Blanc rule, but not quite.
Yeah.
But it was funny how could you think Brady could play in the time that could play and have the kind of success in the same time?
I think he could play, but I don't think he would last. I don't think he would last as
Marino
long.
Or something.
I don't think he would last
think he
as
can
long.
last in the mid 80s. I mean, shit, Bobby Abe got all his teeth knocked out. You remember that? And then you remember what they did? The Bears did Mikowski, where they DDT'd him. It's like they were killing quarterbacks then. And I'm not for that, but I think when you touch a guy a second after he lets go of the ball and you throw in flags, it's disgusting.
I was watching. But look, for example, even though I dumped out in 2020, I went over to my nephews and I watched the Super Bowl with Brady and when they played the Chiefs. They were you couldn't even hurt Brady's feelings. I mean, you couldn't sneeze near him, but they were.
And he's yelling.
Chiefs were missing both their tackles, and Mahomes got the crap beat out of him, and
he did. Yeah,
Tampa they called a good defensive game. They used that. They used it, but they didn't call crap, and he was getting mauled. The kid was getting mauled, but
he
made
some great plays too. God, he was a fantastic athlete. I mean, a couple of those passes that he didn't connect on. That wasn't his fault, but the receivers missed a few passes. And I'm like, how did he get that ball out of there? How did he even get that play off? So
how did
he's fun to watch.
Those two tackles.
That's unbelievable.
To have those two tackles is unbelievable.
It was unbelievable. But see, the Brady thing is there were a couple of times and they called some some roughing when a guy wasn't even 2 feet from Brady. I mean, it was really in that Super Bowl alone. So
you know what always irritated me over the last decade? It used to make me angry that the referees peel Brady off the ground. They're always helping him up and all that kind of shit. It's like, I don't like that, man. Call the damn game, stay out of the player's way. That I don't know. I got to a point after being a Saints fan, after 2018, feeling like the NFL is a WWE, and United and how that LA team gets there.
What they did to us
I mean,
what they did to us in 18 was the biggest disgrace in all of sports history. I don't care. Not just
I don't know that I will be the same after that when it comes to football. I mean, I still love it, but it'll never be the same.
After that, and again, I would say that if it weren't my team, if it were the team I hated the most, I might laugh at them if I hate them, but I would say that was the biggest screw job any team's ever had done to them in the history of all of sports.
Oh, the fines over the targeting.
No. 2018 NFC Championship game, about a minute and some change to go.
The bad call at the end there.
The non-call.
Yeah.
Where everybody
Pass
on the entire
interference, right?
planet, including people who cannot see or people who've been buried in the ground for 20 years, could tell that guy, even the guy who committed the crime, who committed the penalty, thought he was going to get called on a penalty on a blatant. Hitting a defenseless receiver before the ball got there. And one of the guys got told to put his flag back.
Yeah,
he's calling him off. Flag back. Yeah, he waved off. The main umpire waved off a line judge from throwing his flag.
Never, which never happens, right?
With the Rams. Now, see, if they make that call and we only get a field goal, they've done the percentage work. It's like something like a 99. They have about a 99% chance that they win. A 98% game the game's over. It would take a miracle for them to come back and win. Okay. And then you know what? If that had happened and then they got a miracle and beat us, I'd say good for them. But and then they screwed us in overtime because Breeze got mauled on a big pass on interception. Yeah. He got punched in the face and they didn't call it. And we're supposed to act like that's not that's okay. That's not a cheat. I'm sorry. There were people from other teams going telling me, "Look, you guys got
killed."
And why? For the Crams to go lose 6-3 or whatever it was, 9. And I had this guy.
Because you think they wanted out the big sports, the big market, and
look at
in the game. Yeah, because New Orleans isn't the big market, right?
Big market. Well, the thing is, I had this dope that I was working with at the time, and we were we both had our sons were friends. We were both. We'll talk about the NFL Super Pro in a minute, I promise. So anyway, he's a Rams fan. He was about a little bit older than me, and he had to drive me out to my post and stuff like that and work and stuff and so when that game was over, because we were teasing each other before the game, friendly, he wore his Rams hat after that game, knowing how pissed off I would be. But I was just like, let's say they sell men's clothes where you bought that hat. So I didn't care. I knew he was going to do it. Not that I'd do the same to him, but so 2 weeks later, just so happens he has to pick the guy to pick me up or to bring me out after they lose. What was it, 9-3 in the Super Bowl or something? And I said, so dude, where's your Rams hat?
Yeah.
And 3 points, really?
Ram it up here. That's sorry.
In the Super Bowl, 3 points. Yeah, that's all. I mean, I don't know, dude. Come on, man. What happened? That was just, I don't know. Sorry about it. The sports talk.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Well, we're talking about just we'll talk about sports forever, but Brady, the superstars get that extra special treatment. You can see it in all sports. So, being a hockey fan, I was at a Rangers game years ago with Gretzky playing when he was tail end of his career, but a guy slashed Gretzky or hit him or did something, right? So the next play, and I would always key on Gretzky, especially if I was in this, in the arena. Just you key on the guy because he's a legend. Just watch what he's doing, and he was still a pretty damn good player even late in his career. And you see him, he goes to the corner, and the guy that slashed him, a couple of shifts before, Gretzky's in the corner, and he takes his stick, and he nails the guy right in the balls between the legs. The guy crumbles, goes down. And the ref was like right there. The ref's like, I didn't see anything, nothing happened, that was, but that, Gretzky could do that, but no, because he got slashed and the ref didn't call anything on the slash. Yeah. So I guess, that was just
for you.
Yeah. And the announcers are like, oh,
this is for you, Gwagnar. Good night, Steve Mitchum. Good to see you, buddy. I hope you're still here, Gwagnar. This is for you, buddy. NFL Super Pro.
Steve. Yeah, look, and the writing is probably better than what we just read.
Yeah, it probably is. Sacking quarterbacks to tackling crime.
Why not?
So I didn't read this comic. Was he a linebacker or what's the deal?
It looks like he was just an asshole.
Wow.
What the hell?
That's pretty tough.
Super Pro.
Super Pro goes wild. Hut. Oh, my God. He's offsides. Ouch. Wow, he teamed up with Captain America too.
Oh, who is that? Damn it, what's that guy? The artist. That's the guy who used to draw Spider-Man.
Looks like maybe like Ron Friends or somebody like that.
Ron
maybe?
Friends, and dude, he
so,
loves
yeah.
Legion. That guy loves Legion.
Did I tell you what? One day, I was about a year or so ago. I was putting my favorite, like making my list of favorite artists, but favorite artists for certain each character or whatever. And when I put Spidey on there, I put it up there. And I had Ditko and Ramita and Kane, and but I had about 5 or 6 of them, and I didn't have Ron Friends. I mean, he kind of started on the book after I left it, and he came onto my Baxter Building page himself and said, "No, I'm not on there. No Ron Friends." He made a joke about. I'm like, "Whoa, well, I really do like your work, sir." I was embarrassed. I'm like,
Yeah, well,
Well, he was
there during the. He was there during the Black Costume saga, and you were kind of, I think at that point you kind of moved on. But see, for me, I was absolutely in love with, as a little kid. I loved that Black Costume, so I was all into the Friends. But dude, Friends did some great Thor. I thought.
His Thor was very Kirby-ish.
Yeah,
I really do love his Thor. So yeah. So, but did you love his NFL Super Pro?
Yeah, look. It looks like
Never read that. Was that 56?
He looks like he's shooting laser beams at his balls right there, right behind Lawrence Taylor.
Oh wow! Wait a minute, that was Lawrence Taylor. Let me go back.
Is it? Or, I mean, was it licensed or was it just?
Oh yeah, no,
it was licensed.
Taylor was right there. I now can't find
LT
it.
was 56. Yeah.
Holy crap! It was. Now I can't find the damn thing.
His uniform looks like poo poo mixed with pee pee, though.
Well, yeah. Oh, there it is, right here. Here you go. There's your Giants. Mark here's he's a big Giants fan. They left their logos off. This was paid. They were paying the NFL. Look, says guest starring Lawrence Taylor. But
there. Yeah, so it's
they
just
can't put the logos on the helmets.
Ah.
Wow.
Maybe they didn't pay the teams. Maybe they paid the NFL, but not the teams. And who knows with licensing?
I remember that, Kel-El, when the fridge was in G.I. Joe.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I remember Sergeant Slaughter joined G.I. Joe too.
Yeah, he did. And so Rocky Balboa was in one of those G.I. Joe yearbooks.
That's cool.
Issue 2 or whatever. It became valuable because they actually put Rocky Balboa in one of them.
I think they were trying to get that done. I don't know if that actually happened though.
I don't think
I'm sure that's something our friends in Retroblasting would know.
Yeah, they
tomorrow night on Nick's channel. Yeah, we're doing Rocky 3.
Rocky 3, huh? Oh man, I love Rocky 3.
Toxic Tuesday. Yep.
I love Rocky 3.
Hey woman,
it's a good.
Hey
one,
woman, you want a real man? Come to my apartment. I'll show you a real man. Hey.
Yo. That's a great movie.
Oh, Claude is here. He loves a certain movie, what I won't name, and he's forgiven Miles Teller for the Fan 4 stick. Oh my goodness gracious!
He just got out of a flop gun maggot. I have forgiven Miles Teller for that shit. That's because Miles Teller's in that show, the Offer, that's about the making of The Godfather or whatever. I haven't seen it, but he was telling me it's good.
That's
you seen
supposed
that, Mark?
to be good. Yep.
Either one of you, Mark?
I haven't watched it yet, but I know it's supposed to be good. I got to add that to the list. Yep.
I heard it was good.
Even my mom wants to go see Top Gun. We're at the.
My mom started that crap on me. I'm not going to see that.
My mom did it too. She's like,
taking her to
let's go see Top Gun. And then my wife's like, let's go see it.
People need to stop trying to tell me to go see that movie. I'm going to go.
I don't tell you to go see it. I just,
you did, but everyone else is.
I'm relaying what my mom, she's like, oh, I heard it's really good. You should go see it.
So
I see Claude says he's got his he may have G.I. Joe Order of Battle #2 where
that's the one with the Balboa. Yeah.
Was that special missions or was that kind of like their
I thought it was Order of Battle #2.
Is that kind of like their where it was like their who's who type for G.I. Joe?
Yeah. That's what it was. It was like that. Yep. So yeah, he's it's a show about the making of The Godfather and what's his name, Miles Teller is on there. Yeah, I mean, never hold the actors to blame, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah, the actors don't write the stuff. Well, unless you're Sylvester Stallone, you do write Rocky and direct it. Then they take both credit and blame.
How come? What are they going to do? Put NFL Super Pro in the MCU? Oh, they can put him in the MCU, and they're going to make it a chick.
He'll be a kicker or a punter then, or she'll be a kicker or a punter.
That is so sexist of you.
It is, yeah.
Wow, I can't believe how sexist you are.
I remember the toy from the 70s where you had the action figure. Well, it wasn't an action figure. It was like you could kick, like you hit the guy in the head and kick. I love that toy. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Super Pro versus Ripsaw. And Super Pro's down. He's in his line. It says hike. Did he say like hike and stuff when he has to go fight somebody? I don't know.
Save the Rainforest. That must be relatively recent then, right?
NFL Super Pro. He's the greatest superhero football player of all time.
He has 2 stars on his shoulders, but I don't know why. Because
is he for the Cowboys?
I believe that he does not play for the New Orleans football Saints.
Thank you, hungry boy. I'm not the only one. I'd rather see the worst Capaldi episode 3 times in a row rather than flop gun. Yeah, me too. And that would be way easier for me because at least Capaldi's a great actor. Just the show was bad. Yeah.
When was the Super Pro series out? How old is this?
Mid-80s.
That's mid-80s. Okay.
Yeah. You never saw this thing?
I've seen it, but I'm just wondering how old it was. Yeah.
Special edition, number 1.
I can't remember if this is mid-80s or late.
Oh, it's mid-80s. Yeah. Mid to late 80s.
Oh, was he playing on one of those football games there with the vibrating table?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's actually a Joe Jusko cover, for God's sake. Wow. So, yeah, there you go. NFL Super Pro. Sorry about that, Wagner. We didn't mean, because, yes, this is a comics night, and we didn't mean to stir. It was my fault. I let us stir over into sports ball, as they say. So, you saved the day by mentioning NFL Super Pro because that is comics. So we went back on track.
I derailed it by mentioning the Rangers, yeah.
And the lexicon of Clobberin times, we just covered Super Pro.
Yes, we might be reviewing this issue of Super Pro one day. The Super Pro and Captain America. I might review that. I'm not even kidding on it. Yeah, reviewing Avengers 200. Jesus Christ, I'm going to review that soon. I know, Gwag. I hear you, man. I know you were. I knew you were kidding. Cap's 50th anniversary. What about it? You want to review that? Is that the 50th anniversary? Yeah, that was when Byrne and Stern were doing it, right?
What year was that?
Mr. Gas Mask. What's up, Jess? Good to see you, buddy. I hope you're doing well.
Was that vampire saga?
Well, it was Bear and Blood was in there.
Bear and Blood, yeah.
They did one issue where they did just retold the origin, I think. But I think they did one that had a Bear and Blood saga in there, and they had a Batroc and one. It was a short run, but it was good. It was called there's a trade called War and Remembrance or something that was a trade of it.
Yeah,
and I
loved it.
Yeah, it culminated in that one where he ran for president.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Stern Byrne run was good. Joe Rubenstein Inc. Yeah. Should have been longer.
But Byrne can never stay anywhere too long.
No. Actually, sometimes he could overstay his welcome like he did on FF. That was the one he did because he didn't stay anywhere. You're right. Didn't stay anywhere long except that one. Let's see. I won't be civil about Avengers 200 critique. Just saying. Now I really want to review it. I reread it yesterday. Hungry Boy, because it's one of the most controversial mainstream comics of its era and in all time. Really, it is. I guess I can see.
That's with Wanda and then something.
No, not Wanda.
It wasn't
Carol Danvers.
Danvers. Oh, Danvers. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and she gives birth within
she's pregnant.
In the kid.
The issue before, whatever, she's pregnant and they don't know why. She doesn't know why.
Yeah.
She's never. And then she gives birth. Well, I'll review it one day.
But it's crazy. Yeah, it's a crazy.
Didn't you review that? Did you review that episode of the Next Generation?
Yeah, the child.
Yeah.
This was before
that. Star Child. Was she a Star Child? Yeah. Yeah, that was a crazy episode.
That episode, The Child on the Next Generation, was taken from a Star Trek Phase 2 script.
Phase 2, yeah. That was supposed to be Ilea, I think.
Yeah,
that has that kid.
That's right. But but yeah, so it was 50th anniversary was early 90s. Um, it was early 90s for Super Pro. They showed it. It was Cap's 50th anniversary year, issue 1 of Super Pro. Okay. Thank you, Outsider.
Cool.
I don't know why I was thinking of the Stern Burn. Yeah, that's 10 years too early. Sorry. Thank you, Phantom Outsider. You were humble and lovable. Thank you, Shoeshine Boy. You are humble and lovable.
You're a scholar and a gentleman.
That story was based on one by Norman Spinrad. The child was? I thought Norman Spinrad wrote a different one called He Walks Among Us. No, that was for TOS. Yeah. We used to have I say used to because my friend Scott Young still has them. I don't, but he had a bunch of Star Trek unshot scripts. He had a bunch of the ones from Phase 2.
Oh, wow.
He even had some from the original series. There was one called by Norman Spinrad, I think, called He Walks Among Us. I haven't read it since like the 80s, but I remember reading that one. But so the child
you had to
was
buy
the one
those
by
at
Norman
you
Spinrad?
had to buy those at cons, I guess.
So back then, there were guys. There was one guy in particular, but there were other people too that had big tables full of scripts.
God, yeah.
I guess that got nipped in the bud. But
I bought those Star Wars scripts that was supposed to be for the prequels.
Remember that?
The Fall of the Republic and all that.
Me too.
And were they fake or were they?
No, look, back in the 80s, we bought a treatment called Fall of the Republic.
Yeah.
It was the con in the 80s. I remember reading it, okay, and reading about a fight at a volcano between Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Ah.
They just added, the only thing that was missing was like there was a loved triangle there. Like they added a whole Obi-Wan, Anakin being jealous of Obi-Wan.
So it was pretty close then?
Yeah.
What came out?
It was kind of, it wasn't way off,
pretty
man.
Close.
And I just think, and my Clobby and I used to talk about this. It's like the only thing that I liked about that script considerably more is the fact that Anakin had more reason to turn, and he dies. She dies before he turns, as opposed to I'm going to turn to keep her from dying, So it was that was kind of the big, hugely different thing for me.
Oliver Belamonte. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yep, I hear you. Which editor in chief? Clobby said, he says, Clobby, which editor in chief are more entertained? Daily Planet's Perry White or Daily Bugle's J. Jonah Jameson? Are more entertained?
Probably more entertaining. I'm guessing.
I don't know.
Keyboard,
Well, I mean, J. Jonah Jameson's definitely more fun because he's such an a-hole. But Perry's a nice guy, just kind of grumbly, kind of grumpy. If
Get
that's
off
what you
my
mean.
lawn kind of stuff.
Yeah, Jonah's can be evil. I mean, sometimes.
Yeah.
Claude, George Martin was at Coast Con.
Yep. He wrote for Phase 2 and then ripped off. Spinrad threatened to sue. Remember, we saw him and George R. Martin at the Coast Con. Yes. That was in the freaking either 80s or 90s. Let's see. You should review Avengers Annual 10 as a follow-up to Avengers. Yeah, that's a good point. Avengers Annual 10, that's Michael Golden. But that's actually a pretty good, if I remember that, that's the first Rogue, whatever, but I think that's actually pretty good. Avengers 200, I want to hear what you think about it, Hungry Boy. It's really boring and stupid, too. I mean, Perez's art's good, of course, but it's really kind of dumb. And I'm surprised David Michelinie, although he plotted it with a few other people, I can't remember who all did it now with him now, like Shooter and a few, like 3 or 4 other plotters on that, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but Justice League 200 is way better. I'm rereading that again, and I'm going to review that because that's way better. So, what are some other books that we should review? Well, there's so many, but I'll tell you what, with the remaining time, real quick, if anyone has, I will put it on the docket. If you have a book you think I should review, but it's got to be something I want to.
Something good that you
it's
like.
Got to be something I already like. I'm prejudiced that way.
I definitely think we need to do the more works in Image.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's Supreme or 1963 and
Supreme.
and then you could probably follow that off with America's Best Comics. You could probably do that in one show because it's great stuff. It's pretty voluminous, but it didn't go on for that long.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of more stuff. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff in that in the can. I've already done Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. Did that at the beginning of the year with Max von Priestley MVP. There.
That was a good show. Yeah,
that was fun. And I want to do Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow and the Jungle Line, the more Superman stuff, and only those 4 stories. But yeah, there's a lot of more stuff I want to do. Best thing about JLA 200 was the Return of Martian Manhunter. Yeah, that was a great Pat Broderick art with him and with the Firestorms. By the way, also written by Jerry Conway.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Was that before or after the Martian War? That was before, right?
I think it was before it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
And the satellite getting destroyed and all that.
Probably so, because that was right around the time I dropped the comic. I mean, I bought 200. It's been ages since I've read 200. I'm in the midst of rereading it right now. I've had to stop for the show, but I'll see if it holds up. Pre-Squirrel War, Avengers, Defenders, and yes, Phantom Outsider. J-Man and I we're planning Dark Phoenix and eventually Avengers, Defenders War, which is not easy to get a hold of all that. Oh, you can get it in the trade paperback form.
Did you ever do the 90s Valiants?
I've been thinking about doing those. Man, I want to, dude. There's some. You know how much of that stuff there is. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm picking and choosing, going all over the place in various eras and various. Now, again, the longest thing I've done so far, I think, was, we did the Coming of Galactus a couple of years ago. The great Mark C. and I did. And then Mark C. and I also did Justice by Alex Ross. Remember that? That was great.
Yeah, it was good.
And a side note on that, if you were to say, all right, look, if you leave us alone, you jackass Clobby, we promise to give you the exact comic book movie you want. You get to make all the decisions. And you can tell us what to adapt, and we're going to spend $500 million on it, and you get that one movie, and we'll make it a 4-hour one, so you could just cut it any way you want, and then you can't complain about anything for the rest of your life.
Yeah, the Clobby cut.
I would probably pick. It's tough, but I don't really need to see the Fantastic Four done in movie form because they're never going to do it right. If they let me do it, yes, but leaving aside the FF for a minute, I take that Justice. I would adapt that, and I say the stipulation is, if we can't, I don't think I want to cast actors. I think I want an animated in the style of the art. And make a 4-hour animated style of the art, and adapt the story 100% because I think it's a great story. I almost think Alan Moore wrote that under a different name. I mean, I don't know who Jim Kruger is that much, but you really don't see him around much.
Yeah.
And the story's that brilliant, in my opinion. And I didn't really think so when I first read it before. I was like, yeah, it's all right. I went back and reread it a year or two ago, and the story is really textured and layered. We delved into it as much as we could. Then he had to cut it short, that show. I remember that night because he had something going on. But I wanted to dig into it more. I might review it again one day. It's if you read that story, it is brilliant. It does not destroy the heroes. It's got some great stuff, and of course the art's just, it's Ross and Dougie Braithwaite, but it's mostly Ross. It looks like Ross, I'd take that.
I'd say the same thing about Kingdom Come. I mean, there's some
That'd be my number 3. Yeah,
there's some AirSat stuff in there, but I mean, if you can remove some of that stuff, I just that's such a masterpiece.
I would pick that on my number. It would be maybe my top 5 or 6. Failing that,
of series all time, or just of
ones that I would like to see adapted to an anime. See, I'm tired of live action, to be honest with you. I want to see well done animated stuff. They can shut me up by going, we're going to do, like, if they did, just imagine if they did a full on animated Fantastic Four with pure looking Kirby art. I mean, they pay the Kirbys. I'm saying pay the Kirbys, of course, instead of screwing them over. But adapt his art and adapt one of his classics and do Coming of Galactus, because they've already kind of done the Inhuman saga perfectly on the animated show.
Yeah, but the thing is with DC's done their animation right now is terrible,
horrible. But they were good for a while.
They were good. Yeah, it used to be good.
I mean, total shit, man. I watched the Superman one the other day. I mean, they keep retelling Superman's origin, but this was just pure feces.
Yep.
But the thing is with the tech today, though, too. I mean, if they just followed the story and just followed the comic and make very minor changes, you can do it today with the tech and the CGI, and if you have a good director, I mean, you can literally recreate those scenes. I mean, I'm thinking like with the Spider-Man and which one was it? He gives up the suit. Was it Amazing, or was it Spider-Man 3? The alley scene where they kind of
2.
recreated the comic. It was 2. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Spider-Man no more.
Yeah, you can do stuff like that if with the tech. The problem is when they they give Spider-Man the armored suit. Of course, I know it was in the comics, but we want like how happy are you to see that like classic suit at the end of the movie?
Yeah.
Not that I don't love
It was
great
beautiful,
animation too.
I want animation.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sick of live action.
Well, because you're not getting good stuff, I think, right?
I know it's fine. I mean, there's some of it's great. Again, I would like to see the animation is the closest cousin to comic books for me. Yeah. If they do a great live action movie, fine. By the way, the Death of Pharaoh Lad will be a great adaptation. But my second choice after Justice will be the Great Darkness Saga, and it has to be exact and look exactly like the damn comic, animated, because you couldn't do that in live action. Not possible. And I want the costumes precise, or I kick some ass. I fire some.
Well, I love my Micronauts. I know Hungry Boy is here, but I'd love to see 1 to 12. That never going to happen because of the rights issue. But they were going to do a cartoon. But if they did that, or that's one we'll have to review one day. Is 1 through 12. That's the classic. Classic.
I never really read them much. So that would be something.
That'd be fun to do. Yeah, that's and
I don't know why I got on the.
Huh? Oh, go ahead. Yep.
No, go ahead. Yeah, no, I was saying, y'all got me thinking off on a tangent, where in that Jeff Johns crossover where they had Watchmen and Dr. Manhattan crossing over with the DC universe, where there's a universe out there that's Earth 1 and that Crisis never happened. That's the universe I want to build.
Wow.
Yeah.
Me too.
But the other series, I like that when Ben goes to the planet and the 90 to 93 in the FF fights Torgo. For some reason, that's always
that'd be cool to see.
That's a fun
adapt the Kirby run,
like that.
The whole FF Kirby run.
Yeah, just do the whole damn
series. Yeah, I'm gonna go to another dimension where I could just think it, and I'll get an animated version of any comic I want to look spot on like the comic. Boom.
Yeah,
there you go. If you do Micronauts movie, they should do animated version of the lawnmower issue. Yeah, that was cool.
Great. Yeah.
Michael Golden. Huh?
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah. Well, folks, I appreciate you all hanging out with us here tonight. It's great to have you here. And next week, I don't know. I'm probably just doing an open show. Then a week after that, to review something else. The Marvel Rom Space Knight comics. Would make good. Yeah, they would, of course.
Yeah, they would
definitely.
Of course, the rights are still jacked up.
Yeah, along those lines, that dovetails that segues perfectly into our show notes, Quagnar. July 1st, 22, and I will get all the times and everything put together soon. Retro Blasting's Iconicon 2, not Electric Boogaloo, will be held. The virtual con. I was so honored to do a panel for them last year on 80s. Comic shops of the 80s, and this year a toy comics panel to just exactly what you're talking about, Micronauts, ROM, and I got a lot of other info I'm working on for that one. I'm getting that panel ready. Michael with Retro Blasting will be on that panel with me, and a couple of other gents from Analog, I think, are from Chasing 80s Toys, I believe. A couple of those Scuba Pete's buddy Jeff, I think, will be on there, and so and another gentleman. So that's going to be, again, just about a little bit over a month away. Please check out this video. About a week ago, we called out Collider for their idiocy. And this is a snippet from a video from last week's Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk. And if you can find this on my channel, I don't have a link to it up because I forgot to put a link, but it's on the channel. And
just
Collider,
search Collider and Morons.
Yeah, it's so you can just go to my main page and find it. And you know what? I have not checked back to see if they. You want to check to see if they changed it? All right, who's taking bets here? You want to take a? Well, you know what? Before we go,
don't give two fucks.
let's go and see. What do you think? Who's taking bets? Who bets they didn't change it?
Hell no, they don't care.
Yeah, but someone had to tell him. I didn't tell him. Well, I told him, but you know what I mean. All right, I'm going to Collider, folks.
You'll see. Oh, they last time I checked, they hadn't changed it.
Oh, when did you check?
A few days ago.
Oh, never mind then. So they haven't changed it yet. They're idiots.
Yeah.
Not that I would take the video down anyway, by the way.
No, because it was up for a long time.
This Collider, this moron. Anyway, and then please check out my other video, Luke Skywalker Defined, by the great Michael French of Retro Blasting fame.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yes, he did a marvelous job explaining Luke Skywalker. If you need him explain it to you, this is the one right. This is from 2 years ago on our Empire Strikes Back anniversary show that we did back in September of 2020. Please check that out.
And if you like The Last Jedi, don't talk to us. Just go read that.
Yeah, if you like The Last Jedi, please watch that.
Yeah,
I don't know if they'll get it, but I don't know if they'll understand if they like The Last Jedi. But anyway, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be on the Great Stone Loki's channel as a guest doing our monthly DC animated films review. And the film this month, is Green Lantern First Flight. And I'm looking forward to that. And of course, Wild Card Wednesday night, same Clobby time, same Clobby channel. Then the Clubhouse, of course. The Clubhouse will be Thursday night with my wonderful First Officer Raquel and our Chief Engineer Mark D. That will be,
as long as I'm not a Top Gun. No, just kidding.
Okay, that's it. We'll have to find a new
hit the ejection
a
seat.
new chief
engineer.
If you go see Top Gun, we'll have to reevaluate your rank here at the.
Yep. Be scrubbing the brig with a toothbrush. Yep.
See, unlike everybody else, I don't tell people what they should and shouldn't see. But everyone's telling me what I have to see. I hate that.
But we have fun with it. Yeah.
Indeedishness, and of course, then Saturday night Star Trek returns with 4 more episodes. Sub Rosa time. Woo!
But we can't talk about the episodes before they air, right?
I just said Sub. I didn't say anything wrong with it. I just said Sub Rosa. This past Saturday night, by the way, everyone who hung out with us this past Saturday night, that was great. Appreciate you all being here. I was shocked. But I mean, I thought I was like, man, that I liked one that Raquel hated that much. It was fantastic.
That was good, yeah.
Look, total shock. I did not expect that at all. I mean, I was totally broadside by that.
I didn't expect that either. Yeah.
Neither. So anyway, yes. Anyway, that is Saturday night. So what else is going on? Oh, Friday morning. I will be and for the next 10, I guess, Friday mornings on Loki's channel, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time for his morning show. We'll be reviewing the new episode of the Orville, which breaks the day for the second. So he has asked me to be a part of his Orville review team, and so I got to get up early in the morning. But it's worth it because it's the Orville, and I'm glad it is back.
That's gonna be great. Yeah.
Just got through binging season 1 and 2 again, and I love it, and I just cannot wait. So. Okay, let's see who is here with us tonight. The great Chris Persia, thank you so much for being here, buddy. The Bronze Wrencher, Eric K, thank you so much, pal. Phantom Outsider, thanks, buddy. The great D. Bud Martin, Apollomes, Minion, and Pupper Guagnar. Hungry boy, buddy, good to see you. Minimus was here. Pleasant Valley Picker, hello, thank you so much. Kal-El, buddy. Dave. Maria Watuya popped in earlier. That's nice. Lovely lady. Good to see you. Guagnar, did I say you are? I think I did, but anyway. Thank you, Guagnar, for being here. Ezra Goldstein, thank you. Oliver Belamonte, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Matthew Pellner, great to see you. Thank you for being here. I'm trying not to forget anyone. Mr. Gas Mass Animations, good to see you there, buddy. And Jack Smallmall was here earlier. Members of the family of our wonderful departed friend Mark C. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Just want to make sure I got everybody. Sorry. So I think That's infectious, that song there. Oh, my God. I want to thank the naked girls that came in here and tried to sell us some pornography.
Pornography.
I wonder if they're lonely
tonight. Pornography.
That's a different.
Pornography.
That song.
You make that sound so classy.
Yeah, he's an opera singer. I'm telling you, but I haven't heard you
amazing.
sing that in decades, dude. Jesus Christ. I missed that.
I can imagine. Don't sing that in mass, right? Yeah.
Steve Mitchum, buddy. Thank you for being here, Steve Mitchum. Oh, shite. That's a good pop culture curator. I didn't know pop culture curator popped in. Good. Thank you. Good to see you. Pop culture curator. You are the creator. Grifter. Thank you for being here. See, you think you got Simply Steve was here. Thank you. It's good. It's a long time no see. Dave was here.
That was the same con that Jill Gerard blew up the bathroom.
Was that the one you were running around singing pornography?
Pornography. That was Dragon Con.
No, one of them.
Yeah.
Vigilante Williamson popped in
Hey,
earlier.
VW.
Great. Yeah, VW. I'm glad you popped in, man. Thank you so much. Whether they're still here or not, they get a shout out. So I think Bert Virtue, someone I've not met before. Thank you, Bert Virtue, for being here tonight. I'm gonna Dad Man popped in too, the great Dad Man walking, buddy. Now I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, oh, there's Zach's. Every time I think I'm done, I see one. So I guess I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I'm gonna stop here. And if I missed anyone, I do apologize. Thank you all so much for being here with us tonight. We really appreciate you. And I hope to see, again, try to make it a Loki's show tomorrow night. And I hope to see you here Wednesday night for Wildcard Wednesday night. So, in which it'll be a wild card, won't it?
You'll find out.
Indeed, it's just so. Thank you all so much. And end credits are coming up after these important messages. Good night, everybody.
Take
Canadian Spider-Man! Oh, and the great Mexican Iron Man. Thank you for that super chat. And J-Man, the great J-Man was here too. I hope I didn't miss anyone else. You don't mind? I'm just senile. Shout out to Mexican Iron Man for the super chat. Thank you, J-Man, for being here. And thank you, who else was here? Canadian Spidey. So I didn't want to leave you guys unshouted out. So sorry about that. Good night, everyone. We'll just let the credits. We don't need them that much. In fact, we'll give you something even better that you like even more. Crap.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Well, I can't leave yet, apparently.
No, you're not allowed to leave. You're stuck with it.